All right. All right. All right. All right. What up, Wookie? Are you ready?
Good after morning.
Good after morning. Oh my God, you're doing the YouTube intro. He's doing the YouTube intro, guys. It's the EVETECH guy. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another podcast slash just chatting slash talk about what the fuck we want over on HenricoM channel. And today I have none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Wookie. So many fucking X's. L, also known as Reese. I said race and I got in trouble. His name is actually Reese. Welcome, dude. Welcome to the segment, and thank you very much for your time and tuning in, bro. I really appreciate it. Welcome. I'm gonna give you an introduction. I don't really think it's needed, and especially in our little scene. You are quite. I think you're quite known as definitely the number one hated guy on Twitter. You and Bumfluffsky are. You guys are quite even. You guys are quite hated. Any ages 17 and below. Definitely.
I think I'm winning that race.
Yeah. You've recently you've been taking over the past few months. I know I've seen quite a few controversies, and there's nothing like a good controversy these days, dude. Managing director, owner, creator of, I want to make sure I say this right, Turbo Tortoise Tech.
Yes.
Did I say it right?
It's literally, even the domain is turbotortoise.tech. That's how committed we are to it. So yeah, you did good.
I dig it. Welcome, dude. And thank you very much for your time, man. I really appreciate it.
It's so nice to be here, Henry, and I finally get you one-on-one because, outside of the stream,
God help me.
Yourself to pin down. You come out for one Comic-Con, I see you for 13.8 seconds because I'm busy working, and then
dude, what a busy weekend! What a busy weekend, though, right?
Dude,
we were all scrambling. Weekend. To be fair, I think me and Zassy. Well, I've told this before, but I think the first thing that me and I missed something. Chat. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for tuning in, and everyone watching from YouTube or wherever. Welcome. I didn't forget you guys. I'm sorry. Before I get called out, hello. Welcome. As you guys know, this is an interactive podcast, interactive just chatting. If you guys have any questions, any comments, please make sure to leave them. We will get to them over Hizzle somewhere as soon as we can. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to forget. I'm sorry, guys. Don't leave, please. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to forget them. You have to welcome them. Me and Zassy. Well, knowing me,
Zassy and I, please, English.
Sorry, Zassy and I. We had
an English teacher. So
we had a conversation before Comic-Con, and it was something that really I was scared of. Not more worried, in the sense of like I was so scared that I was irrelevant. Which I think is a fair thing to worry. So literally, as we were on our way to Comic-Con, I was like, bro, I'm so scared we get there and like no one knows me. For Zassy, it's like Zassy's my manager, so he's just there, right? He's just there, and I'm getting there, and like no one is like, oh, it's Henrico. I legitimately, that's my biggest fear. And as we get into the gates, dude, we just walked like that past the fucking anime titty cars, and then someone came from. I was like, oh, Henrico, and I was like, okay, chill. And I think throughout that entire weekend, out of everything that I expected it to be, me and Zassy personally hung out the most with Emma, LED hair lady. Bravado LED hair lady. Yes, and huge congrats to Emma. And Common and Lightning, which is Frozen's brother from ex-Black Lamb. We hung out with them, and we didn't that was never even in our minds. We thought we were just gonna be gallivanting around, and we actually hung out with some homies. And I saw you on the Friday when we got there, when it was still relatively quiet. You remember how quiet Friday morning was, and then all of a fucking sudden, it's like Sunday school ended, and there was just people everywhere. Not as bad as Saturday, but we spoke for maybe 10 minutes. I think when I got you in the vlog there. That was arguably, I think that was the end of it, and then we just gone. You were so busy at the EVETECH stand. We were doing the StreamerCon things, so it was a busy fucking weekend, dude. Like no one that I wanted to spend time with, in the sense of like, in my mind, I'm like, we're definitely gonna hang out with this person. I never got to spend as much time with them as I would have wanted to.
Yeah, dude. Did that weekend? I've been going to shows and stuff since I was like probably 12 years old. I missed the very first Rage because my dad was an exhibitor at it, and I wasn't actually around. I was visiting my aunt in Cape Town. So I missed that first rage, and my dad was an exhibitor at the very first rage because it was sponsored by HP and stuff. But in all of that time, this last Comic Con was one of the best shows I've ever had. For me personally, it was legitimately the best show, and meeting people from the online realm, you know, because through lockdown we were mates, you know.
No, I met a lot of new people. Made a lot of new friends.
Like Josh put me onto you, so you can thank Josh for bringing me to your chat.
Fuck Josh
to make problems. It's literally all Josh's fault. He's like, no, you got to check out Enrico. This guy's hilarious. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, what a nice
And then
guy.
we became mates, and I would like to think at
100%. Yeah, you're a good dude. You annoy the fuck out of me sometimes because you and Zassi and everyone just build against me. But it's good banter. It's all in good. But thinking something you said.
For you, okay?
Yeah. Whatever. The point is, fuck Josh. Okay, just we're gonna get that. Okay. So you mentioning that about Comic-Con being like one of the best shows that you've done. Like you've obviously done quite a few. So. Where does Wookie? Where did this come? How did this all start? How did you become the EVETECH guy? And jokes aside, not just the EVETECH guy. I mean, you've built a whole business around you as a person and what you do. How did you start? Like, was it just something you did as a hobby? Because I know you're like back in World War I when you started.
Yeah.
You were arguably one of the first people that ever played a game. Did the love come from there, or was it just a hobby that turned into a job, or how did you even start? I mean, we're two very different people when it comes to content. I mean, I'm a streamer and I make a clip here and there or whatever. Where you provide review content or tech tips and tech content, which is completely different from my realm, because as everyone knows, I'm fucking stupid with tech, even though I like to think I know a thing or two, but I clearly don't. So just take me from the start. I mean, we have everything. Okay. Take me from the start. Where did it start? How did it start?
So when Bismarck was originally shot in
World War II, what is Bismarck?
That's actually the dude that was shot that started World War One. When he was shot, and I was actually at Mercedes-Benz at the time, which was an active company. Then Hugo Boss brought me over. I designed the boots and stuff,
wow.
And then we kind of started from there. This is all legitimate stuff.
Good segment. Good segment into this.
No, so it started. I actually started on console because access was a lot easier. Even back then, it was way more extreme. A gaming PC was like $8,000. A PS1 was $1,000.
Oh God! Can we just pause on that? Can we just pause on that for a second? You just mentioned the word that you could buy a PC back then for 8,000 rand, which back then was a lot of money. But
these days, PlayStation for $1,000. What do you mean?
These days, you literally can't even buy almost an another SD, like half a PC for 8K. Just a quick little pause. Eon, thank you very much for the sub, homie. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the sub, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so you back then, PCs 8K, PlayStation 1K. Go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's just thinking about that, how graphics card costs a car now, and it's insane.
Yeah, I've literally got a 4080 that I liberated, which is I was like, I need extra house insurance now because my net worth just increased like 10% because of this damn graphics card. Yeah, dude. But you could see the thing was, and everybody had a TV, right? It wasn't necessary that everybody had a monitor, and access then was extremely limited. It was really like my dad had a computer, which was a Pentium 2 with a 16 meg graphics card, and the PS could do the same thing as that, and even that was like $5,000, worth of computer back then. So that's where it sort of started, and then I was away from PC gaming for about 4 years, where I was just doing console stuff, and then I went to a friend's house at age of about 12, right, and I saw like a proper gaming PC, a Pentium 4, like it had just launched, like with a proper graphics card, like a 256 meg.
It makes me feel so good thinking about the word Pentium 4. That back in the day, we were like, oh, what Pentium do you have? And you're like, I have a Pentium 3. 4. And your homie has like a 4, and you're like, oh, he's so much better than me. He's so much better than me.
With hyper-threading, it's got those two little like things there on the bottom. The first,
I'm starting to hate school again, dude. Oh, such a flex show.
So Yeah, that was, and that I just saw them playing Thief back then, the original Thief had just come out, and they were playing it and stuff, and I was just like, I was gobsmacked. I was like, no, 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 no. I've missed out on something here. PC gaming makes console gaming look like dog shit. Okay, especially
Still
at
to
this
this
time,
day.
right?
Still to this day.
Run. And it kind of always will because of the modular nature and the way it pushes progression in the market. It's
Yeah.
just always going to be the case. But yeah, it was just I was just like, I need this now. Like this is my thing. So I started saving some money. I begged my father, and basically for my 13th birthday, we went half on a gaming PC. Right.
Damn.
He made he being okay. So my dad's father was a lieutenant colonel in the army, so which is very high up. If you don't know, it's like right under general. So his whole life was military service and stuff.
So we
So
come out of the
my
same
dad,
type of background at least then. We were raised in the
my
same
dad
way.
is like OCD
Dude,
108%.
my
okay?
dad
He
is a
can't-
cop. My mom
Yeah.
is in the Air Force. And my stepdad that my mom married he was also a lieutenant colonel, and he was in the ops room, dude. So I was drilled, chat. I was drilled military style, bro. Fucking hard, bro.
Okay, yeah, no, that does sound pretty rough.
So I think we both kind of get the sentiment of like parents being, it's you meet me halfway without a doubt.
Yeah, yeah.
No way.
No,
meet me
no.
halfway or you do it yourself. That's it.
No, for sure. So where was I? Oh yeah, and then we got the PC, right? So I got my 30. Dude, I've still got the picture somewhere of it. My dad took a picture with his camera, old film camera. I've still got like the original print out from that picture of me with that thing. Dude, I love it because it's just me there, like, "Ah, I'm so excited. This is the best day of my life. Like, kind of, dude, like young Reese was very excited, and then that was really the starting point of it. I had a Pentium 2 and stuff. Like my dad gave me his old PC because he got like a much nicer one, but it didn't do anything that my console could do. That was sort of my progression. So I went like really like old machine to PlayStation 1 to like a good PC. And this was like, it was a solid PC. It could play Doom 3 even when it came out and stuff. Like it was solid. It was a good machine. I can still remember literally every single piece of spec in the computer. And it had one thing that was quite funny was when we first got it, the power supply was a little bit underrated. So we get very hot. And I left a CD on top and it actually melted like on top of the case. That's how hot the top of the case was. So what we did was we took a couple of standoffs or motherboard, but an epoxy, and my dad had one of those 40mm fans that he uses in his server stuff, and we epoxied that with a standoff on the front of the power supply. No more issue.
No more
Never got
issue.
hot again.
Damn.
Never got hot again, dude. And let me tell you something. In the old days, your number one tool in the PC was press stick. Press stick is like
That shit
magic
is
stuff in
that
the
shit doesn't get warm, dude. It just stays like it.
it just stays there. It doesn't matter what you do to it. It really isn't it? So that was the foundation. And the whole time through, my dad was teaching me to build and work on PCs and troubleshoot and stuff during. Then I did like some work study towards the end of school. Saved up and bought another new PC because then like literally 3 to 4 years was your rollover. The tech went like 50% further in 3 years. Every 3 years like that. It was huge gains. So you had like no choice but to upgrade, or you just wouldn't be able to run the games. So then I had that for a while. Then I went to work immediately after school. I didn't really want to study at the time, and then my folks said I must just try a year of BSCRT. I got in at University of Pretoria. I went to go do that, and I just hated like everything to do with like calculus and programming and stuff. It was because I'd learned from like a really bad like point in school, which was Delphi. And that is like the worst programming language on planet Earth. Okay, anybody that programs even a little bit, they'll put a wood face next to Delphi in the chat.
Okay, so they'll know what it is.
Bad. Bro, it's actually cancerously bad. Like, and that was our school syllabus. So I hated programming because they taught us a really bad programming language to start off with. Then we got to like now getting into some progress though with work, and like I get a on-site IT support job doing a bit more like complicated networking and server stuff, and it was really right at that point that I actually had something quite major happen to me that I didn't realize at the time would send me in this way, because I would have probably ended up as like a really specialized Cisco guy or networking or something to that effect. But I got a job at a company called iLogic, which was in partner with some Prime Media subsidiary companies called Wide Open Platform and stuff, which is actually a question you want to ask me about later.
Yeah.
And they did crazy events. I mean, stuff that
I've never heard of iLogic.
no, they're more of a background digital agency kind of company. You probably haven't heard of Wide Open Platform either. But if you've seen like the old Outdoor LED that was at the Cape Town International Airport, that was something I used to work on and maintain and do outdoor LED stuff, video walls. We had a 9x55-inch video wall in the boardroom. The Tekken characters were 2.5 meters tall on the screen. Okay, so life-size PlayStation and Tekken and stuff in the boardroom.
Damn.
You had basically unlimited access to alcohol. Okay, we had people operating in the building as well.
Sounds like a good party to me, dude.
Dude, it was very part of the culture, and these guys were very slick with it, right? They take a guy like from like a big entity, like say, let me just say someone they didn't work with, like Volvo, right? And then they would take him to the boardroom, get the guy slammed, and then bring out the contract and be like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. Okay.
Hey, man's gonna do what a man's gonna do, bro. Gotta get the contract somehow these days.
Hey, dude, it was show people a good time, get the business. That was the kind of format in that company. But it was a really good place creatively. They were very like, how do we achieve the goal? Not like, oh, these are the limitations and stuff. Is yes, these parameters and stuff do limit us, but how can we work ahead of them? And we used to build stands for businesses and companies to go to, like a Good Food and Wine show and MPH Motor Show and Vodacom Durban July and, you know, these kind of events and stuff that I'd worked on. And you move a 5-ton stand, 5,000 kilograms worth of wood and electronics and stuff with a team of 10, and I'd be sent off to Cape Town, CTICC,
set up in the
waterfront or whatever, and run the whole thing. And my job became the guy that knew every nut and bolt, you know, for the whole thing. So I had to do the electrical integration, the IT, and all of that kind of stuff. But what I found during that time was I really enjoyed direct marketing and just speaking to people and engaging with people like a Rage kind of show. Mm-hmm. And it got me thinking I should probably get into external sort of sales position, a customer facing sales position, because I enjoy this so much. And that's what then started me on that trajectory. And eventually I managed to get a sales position at after going through another company that was another integration company that was close to home, you know, just kind of convenience. Still really cool, like really cool stuff even I did there. I worked on a election kit for Tanzania that was like 400 million rand deal. Like
Jesus.
Like some crazy, oh yeah, no, I've been around some really legitimately crazy things. Those companies at Prime Media, it was 90 employees between designers, salespeople, etc.
Guys, that wasn't even small.
IT.
Wow.
It was it was 4 companies in one sort of group as it
was. Okay, so a group of
together. Yeah, so a group of companies. And then I started at Rectron. I became an external salesperson, and then it was kind of during that time that I was starting to do some MC and more like public speaking, and guys were like, oh, this guy, you know, he can stand and talk in front of people and, you know, seemingly enjoys it. He's not standing there like, there was one of my colleagues, she used to like start crying. She'd get so nervous when she was standing up and talking in front of people and stuff. So yeah, then I was just like, we go down that road, and we see where we land. And eventually I got really far into like the distribution chain. I mean, working for ASUS, I was the channel sales for the, you know, national channel sales for ASUS South Africa for the OP product line, 7 different product lines that I'm responsible for. You know, it was a lot of, you know, people would say it's a lot less glamorous than that, but you know, it's I
mean, working for any big tech company.
Like a place of respect is what the word I'm looking for. Sorry, the words are escaping me. But like people would respect it because, you know, it's like so high up, like and every year getting promotions and stuff. But I was never very happy in the environment because corporate is very cutthroat. it doesn't have much humanity in it.
A corporate that's a rat race. Well, I think
Yeah.
the odd company, and there could be a good thing for you, but yeah, corporate overall, it's always so. I always make a point of when people are like, oh, I'm almost done with school. I can't wait for school to finish and stuff like that, and then they end up working 8 to 5 jobs at like a corporate company, and then the people fucking hate themselves because it's horrible. It's absolutely terrible. Once you get into a corporate position, it's fucking the worst thing. So whenever I can motivate people to like do something else, that I'm always like, hey, there you go, dude. Do that, rather do that. You are literally just a number, and it's not your fault. It's not corporate's. It's not that company's fault. It's the corporate lifestyle. It's just how it is. It's not just because of that building.
Yeah, but the thing is, men built that. Do you know what I mean? We are still responsible for that ethos and that environment, and it doesn't exist in all companies. But these aren't like corporate companies. So to just give you an example of that, while we digress here, is my favorite example is Wendy's, because they have the highest employee retention in the States for any fast food chain, because all of their employees are even given access to things like dental and stuff. They higher paid. A lot of their other expenses are taken care of, and the man still makes 40 million USD net profit a year. Like, how much more money do you need than 40 million net a year? That's it. If you earn $40 million, you could stop working tomorrow.
100%.
You could retire immediately. So he's proven that you can look after your employees and then still earn money. And that's the sort of Richard Branson Virgin ethos as well, is look after your employees, they'll look after your customers.
They'll look after you and look after your company, yeah.
So that's why I look after and run after Josh, like, as much as possible, so that he can be nice to the other people.
Dude, Josh is such a dick sometimes, dude. I love Josh.
Where do you think he learned it from?
Dude, I love Josh with all my heart, but he's the typical Twitch chatter, dude. Off stream, he is the nicest. God, I want to spend every moment with him and just talk to him about, get advice, learn from him, dude. But the moment he's in fucking Twitch chat or he's in a public statement, literal capital poos, dude, immediately. I don't know why. He couldn't have learned all that from you.
No, I think I was heavily influential because the trolling never stops. It literally, like, I'll see homie was up until like 3 a.m. and I wake up at 9 to start work. We were busy until 12 o'clock at night, right, with the broadcast. I'm up, I take the last hour, wind down, go to bed, sleep my 8 hours, wake up at 9 o'clock. I see Josh was up until 3:45. So I sent him a voice note and I'm like, are you tired? And send it to him, knowing it's going to wake him up. And knowing on the other side, he's just going to be like, well, I am now, you son of a bitch.
You should phone him at 7. Apparently he hated that. Apparently he hates that.
My mate phoned me at 6 a.m. the other day. I was like, why are you doing this to me? What have I done? Was I rude at the last, like, bra or something? Anyway. But yeah, corporate was cuck, dude. It's just very heartless. It's mostly about figures and numbers and
numbers,
profit this and a profit margin that, and it can become quite callous. And there was guys that literally like human rights violation stuff that had happened in some of the work spheres and stuff that I was in. And I was just like,
I feel like that happens a lot more than we know.
It's so much more than you know. And I felt like if I went higher, eventually it would get better, but it just continuously, actually progressively kind of got worse in the environment, because as soon as that pressure and that money threshold increases, the
responsibility and everything
increases,
goes up.
So it becomes very tumultuous in of itself. And it's just my old boss at ASUS did me a solid, and he helped me actually start up like 4 months ahead of schedule into T3 as well, because he really saw, like, I'd been doing MC for them for like a solid like a year, or basically, and he was like, no dude, this is where you need to go. It's clear, like, this is
what you enjoy doing. That's awesome.
What you want to do. And imagine, it's the longest I've been in any single role in any job since I left high school, by like 2 times over already.
Damn.
My longest stint at another company is 2.5 years, because every year I want to progress. Like, that's a
do something else.
Thing. I want to just move. I can't sit
grow
still
out of the role.
Yeah, I can't be in a box. So like this year I've got like a whole bunch of different content and stuff to come out, because you know, the creativity pang is in there. But this has kept me in place because of it's honestly the most fulfilling thing I've ever done, I think, in my entire life. Was at Comic-Con, a dad came up to me and said that him and his son had built a PC off of my videos together. That was my childhood with my father. I was like, how am I supposed to not cry in the middle of the stand now? My mascara's going to run, my makeup's going to be ruined.
That's awesome as fuck, dude. That's awesome as fuck.
Bro,
I mean,
it was so humbling.
So how did we get from you working your dick off for some corporate companies, you know, doing whatever you can for them, to you basically being a one-man show with a different company? Like, instead of you approaching them, they're approaching you, you know, to do reviews, do videos, stuff like that. How did we get there? How did you start doing content, I guess?
So yeah, I started my channel, and then what I said was I'll give it a year, and knowing that EVETECH wanted someone already, right? So this is a key thing that I kind of did want to bring up during the podcast was, if you are planning to make this sort of move and you have a full-time job that's already paying you, leave with a client. Leave with a client in mind, with someone that you can sell your product to in the future. All right. Now, that's why it's like, so the comment of I did nothing to get where I am, I've had it so many times over. That's exactly what it happened.
Yeah, you'll always get that. There's always some little cunt nugget sitting there with his little keyboard, dude. It's
far be it from
I'm apparently a sub-botter. Don't worry, dude. I'm apparently sub-botting and helping people launder money, so it's fine, dude. It's fine.
You helping people launder money?
Yeah,
okay. Well, I'll unpack that right after this, because what the fuck did I just listen to? Anyway, what I did was I said, let me just see how far I can get progressive by myself from scratch, instead of being immediately on a platform. And I set out to do it. And like after 10 months, it was pretty clear that it had started off quite well. And I was getting about half of what I average now views already, almost. So I was like, you know, I've got some results. Let's do this thing. We started out, I mean, the first year, basically no income, because there's no proof of concept. There's no like result. And then during that time, there was a very like amazing guy. His name's Alex Jelly. He's known in the community as Jelly Doodle, and he's probably like top 5 most wholesome people I've ever met in my life. Okay, he's an absolute teddy bear. He's just this wonderfully warm guy. And he was the marketing manager at EVETECH. And when he was managing the portfolio and stuff, bro, it felt like the sky was the limit. We had months of like 170,000 views, dude. I was like,
wow, that's a lot.
Now this is.
I mean, for us, that's a lot, dude. That's a big number.
Like, you know, for me from my perspective, to sell a content channel, you need like 50,000. So like that was 3 times the, you know, amount to be like, this is now. And that's when it really took off. And that's when it became like I got the first CPUs when the new 12th gen launched, and the new 5000 series on launch from AMD. And, you know, just as generations have gone by, I've been given the stuff first and foremost for the basically, especially with CPUs and stuff. I don't know how I feel about GPU reviews in general. They're not my favorite to do, if I'm honest.
Why?
Because
you get to play with the new cool shit, bro.
So yes, but it changed with 30 series, because everything got so good, then the tech was just good. It's almost boring.
Oh, so there's not really much of an improvement you can portray on it, or like you can only talk about how much better it is so much, because it might not even be.
It's all just good. But if you go AMD 6900 XT, or you buy an RTX 3080 Ti, and you just gaming on a 1080p, 1440p, even a 4K monitor, and you're not running ray tracing, what's the difference in experience? There's absolutely none. That's the actual answer. So it was just, oh, okay, cool. Take this cool thing.
Yeah, but it's AMD though.
Gonna have to give back after 2 weeks. Okay, so I don't even get to keep it.
Oh, you don't keep it? What the fuck? That's cringe.
It's all samples.
What the hell? Dude. Come on, guys. Why the fuck would you give it back? My machines
are not that. Okay, my test bench is nuts. It's a 13600K with a DDR5 and the 3070 Ti. That thing's a monster. Okay, and that's like my baseline for testing, because it's a monster. So anything that comes out that thumps that is a double monster. You know,
Yeah.
effectively was the idea with that. Screw you, Josh. Was Henrique approved. Where was I? Sorry.
Your
Brain
super
fart.
monster PC and you're not getting to keep any components.
Oh yeah, dude. And the thing is, because you don't really derive a different experience between the components anymore, especially in that sphere. It's not like a CPU. A CPU, every time you get better clock rate, your render goes faster. You know, my refresh rate on my monitor is 240 hertz. After that, why do I care? If I've got 6,000 FPS or 300, it's identical game.
It's going to be exactly the same, yeah. But it's nice seeing bigger numbers, though.
It's cool. It's nice to have a wank, yeah, over the big numbers and shit. Yeah, sure. But the peripherals is really where my heart lies with tech reviews.
You get to enjoy now,
love. Because it's how you interface with it. That's the experience driver for me now. So I don't actually I'm like, oh cool, a new graphics card came out. I'll go check Linus's review because he's got 80 employees running around. I'm like you say, trying to do everything. Like those things are too involved. But nobody at Linus actually plays games. Have you seen them? They're like traditional nerds. They play D&D.
No.
Yeah, and they play D&D. They're not like gamers. They're not like they're arty nerds. They're not gamers. Well, that's where I was like, for me, that's far more important because I'm a gamer still at heart. Like I'm 20. Imagine I've been playing CS for 20 years and I'm still cuck. So like, but you see the point. That's the experience driver, is how the mouse, you know, feels. It's so, and it's such a personalized thing. Everybody's gonna have a different mouse feel.
Yeah, everyone's gonna like a different
G
mouse.
X, you know, for FPS, but you prefer your G502 because it's a comfy sucker. And it's nice and big and comfy, but it's not good for flicking because it weighs the size.
No, that's why I use both. That's why I have 3 mice.
Yes. You see, you're doing a Josh.
Yeah.
You're just buying mice, and just
dude,
lining them
okay,
up
first off,
to
I don't
take
buy
pictures
mice.
for Twitter.
Thank you very much. Logitech Partner, motherfucker. First off,
Okay.
I don't buy mice. And you know what's the worst thing, right? I have 2 G Pro wirelesses, right? One is for use. The other one is literally on my bed 24/7, just so when I get into bed, I can put on a YouTube video. That's literally the only. And I have like people like, oh, dude, I want a G Pro wireless so bad. I'm like, oh man, maybe one day I can help you get one. And I have one like laying on my bed permanently, and it literally has no other use except for me putting on a YouTube video or a Twitch stream at night. That is all it does, and it selects the porn sometimes, but that's it. It has no gaming. There's no gaming, nothing, dude.
So this is where I have a question for you, Henry. Is why doesn't it select anime sometimes? What is the hate? Why the hate?
I'm gonna be completely honest. The reason why I hate towards anime is purely because of the reactions I get. I don't actually hate anime. I've just never really. I think I've never watched a good enough anime for me to enjoy it properly. And also, I'm pretty sure I'm stupid because I do not like subtitles. So I've asked people like, can I watch English anime? And they're like, dubbed? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, that's the reactions I get. And then I laugh, and that gives me that good feel, dude. Because they're like, no, bro, just watch it with the subtitles. It'll be fine. But I know that I've watched like, I watched the first episode of Squid Game dubbed by accident, complete accident. And I was so annoyed at like how fucking stupid it was. Because it was like, this doesn't make no sense. They're like, no, just watch the original subtitles. And I actually quite enjoyed that. And I love Yu-Gi-Oh! To this day. Fucking love Yu-Gi-Oh! Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, Digimon, like the OGs, like those, and those are basically animes, and I like them. I'm not gonna,
Boy, the Cover Boy line.
I'm not gonna sit and pretend like I hate. Exactly, I'm not gonna sit and pretend that I hate anime. I don't actually. It's just the reaction I get from people is so fucking funny because it's always the weebs. And I've talked to some people, and they always say like some animes are really, really good. To be completely honest with you, Wookie, and this is something that people don't always understand. I genuinely do not have time to get invested in like big shows and stuff. That's why I like something like You or Stranger Things, because they have like a season release once a year, once every 2 years, and I get to watch that once, and that's it. You know, I have one off day in a week, and even then, I don't really have time to watch animes and stuff. And I'm one of those people that when I get addicted to something, I don't stop. So I can see myself opening fucking One Piece or The Notebook, or sorry, not the note. What's the one with the book?
The Notebook.
Sorry, not
The Notebook anime coming soon to Netflix. You heard it here first on the Henrico stream.
the new romance anime. But yeah, anyway. But I'm gonna start watching that. I'm not gonna stop watching. That's my problem. So I genuinely, I'm too scared to like get what's that new one that came? Arcana, whatever. That looks so good. I would love to fucking watch that.
It's not even long. But the thing is, here's the thing: you get short animes. Like one of my favorites from the last season that didn't really track with like audiences this side, but was huge in Japan, was a show called Odd Taxi, and it's basically just a drama.
I know, Fake
right
Taxi.
At the end, of course you do. Right at the end, there's a payoff, much like Fake Taxi, but not quite the same. Okay, in this instance, it's actually wholesome, you know, and for all ages, which is nice. That's a 12-episode anime. It being the point, and you get short, like really good, like miniseries type of setups and stuff. One Piece is an undertaking. I'm up to date, all 1,048 episodes. It's a
lot of episodes.
The storytelling. Do you know the thing is about the Japanese? What you have to understand is they have pretty much the richest art history in the entirety of Asia. They have an art history in the last 2,000 years that spans 1,200. So 1.2 millennia of the last 2,000 years is just art. No war, no fighting. They have a fight. For like 20 years, they decide, nah, this is shit. We're going back to making sake and doing art, bro. That's it.
Sake and anime.
There's like 140 years of just like that. And then like a bit of a fight. And then like 100 years of just that. So you've got this incredibly rich, very storied art history. And anime for me, I can understand and I can see culturally why it's an extension of that. And that's why the storytelling, the artistry is so free-forming, because their philosophical depth is also quite intense. And so it creates this, stories and stuff that are like on par with Lord of the Rings. That's the best way I could describe it to you. And for me, it's just I want you to experience those stories, so that we could like later talk about them. Maybe like, oh, dude, did you see that? It was so cool when the X, Y, and Z happened. How's that plot twist? You know, it's just it's largely for the enjoyment of it. And unfortunately, within that realm, dubbed does make it.
It makes it weird. It makes it seem weird to watch. Not weird. It's almost uncomfortable. It's like what, like their lips. It's that classic joke of like where their lips move and then the words come afterwards or whatever. It's the classic of that, and that just puts me off of it. Well, personally at least. So I'm willing to give it a try again, but like there's just no time, bro. I don't have time to watch anime as much as I want to.
How about we start you on one episode a week, bro?
What is the anime that's like 10 years long? Sorry, I just called Siri by accident. What is the anime that's like 10 One Piece? No. That's the one. Everyone always talks about One Piece. Everyone talks about One Piece.
One Piece is the king of world building. That's why it's number 9 on my list. If you're wondering, I do have a top 15 list, which I went to great lengths to produce so that I could feed this to people like you who are.
I'm completely honest. I don't care. But also, like, what the fuck? Why do you have an anime? Is that like a thing that anime watchers have? Like, oh, my list. Oh. So what's number 1?
My number 1 is very obscure. It's what I like. It's not what I think is the best anime. It's called Gurren Lagann, and it came out in like 2007, 2008, right as I was ending high school.
So it's like a TV game.
When I was Gurren Lagann is a mecha. But the lead character, you would even fall in love with, bro. He's like the biggest Chad. He's one of the leads. Is like the biggest Giga Chad in literature ever, and he has like endless optimism and positivity, and it's just so nice to watch. Like it kind of inspires you to be a bit more like that. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Anime, it's very emotionally evocative. It provokes you into feeling things that you wouldn't. Like a Lord of the Rings, like when you're watching Frodo, you know, struggling to get up to Mount Doom, and then Sam has to carry him up. You know, we're all sitting there like the first time you watch that, like anime does that. anime does it to in a way that no other medium really has, and it's because of that respect for the art, and that, like, respect is like the primary focus of Japanese culture. Really, it really is. For your higher ups and all of that kind of stuff. And it's a very nice culture. It's like dedication to refining one thing in your life to perfection every day, even knowing that you will never reach perfection, you still go after it. You know what I mean? It's like very, very good ethoses come through with it as well, which is like why I just find it so impactful.
You're like provoking my thought processes. Yeah.
Why am I in a PC? Blaze, Josh, how's it? Saunders. This is actually one of my old builds. I thought it would be cool.
He just has. Get inside your graphics card. Why the fuck not? Do the swarm in there, dude.
Good old ROG Strix 1080 Advanced. Good card. That was nice. Was a pretty nice.
1080 was fire. 1080 was a great graphics card. 1080 was a great graphics card.
Someone asked me for my list of my top 5, so I just wanted to pull it up because it's a little bit hard to remember.
Post the link in chat. People can go check it out. If you guys have any questions, quick little segment, please go ahead and pop them in.
Does hentai also provoke you? Yes, but not in quite the same way.
Hentai is like the weirdest porn, dude.
Dude,
I can't, bro. Yeah. I'm sorry. Tentacles.
As much as an anime fan as I am, real girls are much better. Let's just put it that way.
Thank you.
So top 5 is actually it's at number 5 is Vinland Saga. Then it's Hunter x Hunter. Then it's Jujutsu Kaisen. Then it's Code Geass, and then it is Gurren Lagann. Those are my top 5 anime.
I have nothing to add to this conversation. I just want to let you guys know, everyone listening at home or listening on the side, I have nothing to add to this conversation.
Henrik's is, yeah. We'll come back. Okay, so we're coming back around to back to Henrik's. Henrico, why did you become a streamer?
Cars or computer? Which is a weird question we got from Dadass. Cars or computers?
Cars would actually be first. I would actually
drive the world's most unsafe car. You know, that's statistically proven. Okay, well, not the world's best, but like the city golfs, dude, they're so unsafe, dude.
They're not. They have crumple zones.
Homie,
they invented crumple zones.
If you hit something head on, that engine is going nowhere but through you, my guy.
No, it's not. It actually has crumple zones and it goes underneath the firewall.
How are you gonna tell the engine that when you're about to like hit? Like, listen, don't go in me.
Bro, it's not a Uno. It's not a Uno, dude.
Oh yeah, that's actually true. Unos are actually fucking. I will sit in that
Uno
car.
Turbos. Dude, there's still Uno Turbos running around Edenvale. I love it.
I mean, that's Edenvale. That you fucking expect that, to be fair.
Yeah, because there's everything in between. There's an old man. I'm not kidding you. He's like 57. I went and chatted to him in the parking lot. He stays in my road over here. I went and chatted in the parking lot of the spa. Because he's got a Scooby with a baller exhaust on it, dude. I was like, I thought you're supposed to be loud when you're 20, not 57.
Oh my God.
This thing comes down the road and there's guys with sound systems you can hear across.
That's one thing I do really like, I have to say. A good sound system. I'm one of those people, when I look at a car, I could not actually care less what it looks like on the outside. Yes, it's nice. I don't mind
next car.
I like a car. If it's good on the outside, that's fine. But the interior, man, I love a good interior. I love a good interior. Thank you. Shout out to Mr. Green for the raid. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. I really like the interior of a car. Like, for example, the Teslas. Basic bitch, yes I am, but like I like the interior because it's simple. It's a screen. Car. It's just I really like the interiors of a car. Maybe that's something that I've looked more towards when I buy a car. I mean, I drive a 2017 Polo. Like, you do not get more basic white bitch than that. And I'm very happy with my car because the interior is super nice.
Suzuki Swift is currently the basic white bitch car.
True. Suzuki Swift. True.
They are very good value for money though, so it's hard to dog on people for making the purchase.
Cars are so expensive now, dude. Right. Cars are so expensive.
But that's why I only buy 80s and 90s beat-ups that I can then fix up myself. Because I know, especially in this environment, right, in Edenvale. Dude, there's this place that's shutting down that's really... It's not shutting down, but they're losing a lot of their floor space. And it's literally because of ESCOM and NC and all this rubbish. And it's a business that's been here since the 70s on Van Riebeck, okay? It's just called Classic Cars. Okay, on Van Riebeck.
Of course, it's called Van Riebeck, dude. What else is his fault, bro?
I know this is the main road in emails called Van Riebeck, dude. So, this place though is a very special place, dude. They've had cars there that I never thought I would see in person in my lifetime. They had a D-Type Jag shell that was sold to a collector in Cape Town for 1.8 million rand. Just a shell. There's not a wheel in it, not an engine, not a gearbox, a shell of this thing sold for 1.8 million rand. That's how rare it is. So as a car guy,
you're hoping one day you can sell your Golfie for like 1.8 million.
Oh, geez, dude, I'd take 60K right now. That thing's such a headache. But hit me up in the comments if you want a Mark 1 Tudor.
Go ahead, guys.
But the point is, this place is such a special place, and this is the thing that's really being killed and lost in South Africa. These small businesses that have existed for 60, 70 years that have really cool stuff that happens to them. This one of the guys, the builders there, is an older guy called John Buerta. He used to do some metal work and stuff for us at one of the companies I was at. And I go and chat to him every day. Every day that I could. Dude, he had an original GT40 chassis with a new fiberglass body with the original Westlake V8 in it, like the Le Mans GT40, Ford versus Ferrari. That, in that garage. Stuff that I thought I'd never...
Something you never think you'd actually be able to see, yeah.
Yeah, dude, stuff from years ago that just didn't, and now they're losing their floor space and stuff because they can't keep up their rent because of issues with service delivery and power and stuff. They can't keep their workshop running properly.
That actually fucking sucks. A lot of businesses and stuff are suffering right now.
Yeah.
The GT500. It reminded me of a little moment that I will forever cherish in my life. So my stepdad he likes old cars as well. I won't say as much as you, but he can appreciate a good old car, and he always had a love for Eleanor, the Shelby GT500 from Gone in 60 Seconds, the original one, and he always wanted one. He always wanted to buy one, and the one day there was a friend of a friend who knew about someone who had the Shelby, and he was like, he wants to go look at this. He just wants to see the car, just want to go experience it. And we drove through, and it was. I was still young, and this is before me and my stepdad had like issues or anything. Sorry about that. Before we had any issues or anything, I was very, very young. We went to go look at the GT5 and we got to fucking ride in that thing, dude. When you start that car, dude, it shakes. It looks like the car's about to blow up because it literally is shaking from the fucking pure power that's in that bitch, dude. And the loudest fucking roar, dude, from a car that I've personally ever experienced was being inside that car. You can't drive at 120 and have a conversation with the person next to you except for you're screaming. Because it's so loud and just pure raw power, and it's beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely fucking beautiful.
Yeah, dude, that leads me into one thing is I really only have one bucket list item, and that's to go and drive both ways along the French Riviera in a Ferrari F40. Because they did it on Top Gear, and now with where they moved the road a little bit off the coastline, there's on that section there's tunnels that are 2 kilometers long, dude.
Oh, I would love to go in there.
Drive that thing in a tunnel.
That noise.
That's
I would like to be on the Autobahn.
I can die happy after that.
I would love to be on an Autobahn one day. I just want to feel what it's like when you're driving 200 kilometers an hour, and then there's a guy that comes past you, chilling at 300, dude, in his Ferrari or whatever the fuck. I think that'd be so cool. That'd be a cool experience.
Germany is actually a really good one for it because the Autobahn, you can rent cars and stuff to go down there, huge V10 and BMW M5s and crazy cool stuff like that. And then there's a taxi service actually for the Nürburgring, where you pay to go with a pro driver on the I think Nürburgring's 8 kilometers if I remember correctly, but it's a huge loop. If you don't know, the Nürburgring's a massive big racetrack that's basically existed since pre-World War II. So yeah, it's really Germany is definitely on the list for automotive adventures. But
no wonder.
Yeah, dude, that just...
Are you a speed freak?
Less so than I thought it was, right?
Same.
Okay, so...
I also thought that when growing up, I was like, oh, I want to go fast. Now, it's not okay, I'm not going to say it's not a thing about being scared. Yes, obviously that comes into the question, but it's more for me I don't care to drive 190, 200 or whatever. When I'm driving somewhere... I'm chilling big fucking going like 130, 140 in my Polo, and that's more than fine for me, which is already over the speed limit technically.
Yeah.
But that's fine enough for me. I don't care about. It's always like whenever I talk to like friends or like car junkies, like, oh dude, last night, bro, I went to the cafe. Yo, bro, my BMW 160, quick. Like, why though? Why did you drive 160? You're driving 30 kilometers. Just drive 120. It's going to be the same, you know. I'm not a speed freak in that advance. Like I can respect like if you go on a racetrack, like that'd be pretty cool, you know, to go and have a quick little race on the track and see how fast you can go, or you drive with someone who's professional and they take you around fucking a racetrack at like 300 kilometers an hour. Yeah, that'd be a cool experience, but I don't really care for it.
So if someone else is around and I'm endangering them, then I'm just a dick. If I'm driving like that.
Yeah,
right?
no, I agree with you 100%. Same with people who drink and drive.
I've maxed out every single one of my cars, but I do it on a stretch on the N1 where it's literally I can see 3 kilometers in front of me.
Yeah.
So I come around that corner and then I bin it down.
Hey, everyone speeds. I don't give a fuck. Anyone can say everyone is speeding. Especially if you get your own car, you're gonna push that bitch just once, dude. You have to.
No, you're gonna.
You can't not want to fucking do it, dude.
Yeah. No, well, I allegedly maxed out my car.
Thank you, Zassi.
On that turn there. But like I've had most of my cars have topped out at like 240, 250. And it's not I don't necessarily like the high speed as much as the acceleration. The acceleration feeling, being pushed into your chair.
You like that?
The butt dyno, I love that. Okay.
No.
But I found I do have a limit. This is where my limit is, okay? My ex's uncle, like the ex, okay, her uncle had an E55 Mercedes-Benz that he had done a little tinkering with. Ooh. To the tune of 750 wheel kilowatts and 1,200 Newton meters of torque, okay?
No idea what you just said.
Henry,
give it to me in graphics card. Give it to me in graphics card.
24090 Ti's in SLR is basically what he created.
So you
it's
made
over
a big
1,000
boy.
Horsepower.
Okay.
It's over 1,000 horsepower.
Okay, I know what horsepower is. Okay.
It's a stupid.
Wait, is it? I'm asking because I genuinely don't know. Is that
this
like
was his
road legal?
Getter.
So is it like
yes,
road?
Bro.
You can do that.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not
every
disallowed.
day. This was his daily driver.
Okay.
This is what he took his kids to school in.
Probably
okay?
pretty fast. They were never late.
They were never late. That's the first for damn sure. But he had to do boost by gear because he wanted to keep the automatic gearbox. And when they first did the tune, it would just sit on the spot and wheel spin from how much torque it made. This is in a 2.5 ton E-Class Mercedes-Benz.
Jesus
so he
Christ.
takes me out onto Maxwell Drive, dude, which is like a 2-kilometer stretch there in front of Megawatt Park, and a lot of like guys that have cars and like fancy cars and stuff from Kyle Army and Centurion Golf Estate and stuff. They all come kind of to that area to like have like little informal street racing, kind of like against each other.
Allegedly.
You know, along the stretch. Allegedly. Dude, this 458 comes out next to us. He pulls off. The thing jumps us off the line because he's got boost by gear, so it can leave. By the time we hit 150-ish, we were already 3 car lengths back in front of him. By the time we were finished with a quarter mile, Henry, with 400 meters, the car was doing 260, dude.
How the fuck? That's super dangerous, dude. I wouldn't get in that car. There's no way.
This was me after. Literally shaking, sweating. He's like, "Hey, do you want to drive?" I'm like, No, hard pass. This is very impressive, but I've now found my limit, and so I don't really want to.
It's scary for me. It's scary. It's actually scary for me. My friend, when I just finished high school, I just started working in Bredasdorp. And my friend, he got a Toyota 86. I think that's the famous model.
Yeah.
He had a Toyota 86, and I was like, "Oh, that's such a nice car. Like, I'm loving the car. It's like black, it's nice rims." He's like, "Do you want to take it for a test drive with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck, sure. Why not, dude?" And he lets me drive. Biggest mistake ever, because I'm used to my fucking Tata Indica, bro. My little 1.2 liter Tata Indica, dude. And I have to like floor that thing to get 60. And I barely touch the gas pedal on the car, and it just fucking flies away. So I can get the whole thing about the acceleration, like because I think that's the first time I truly experienced it. You know, getting in a car, putting your foot down, and then you actually fucking like just that pure feel of power that's pushing you back. It was pretty surreal. But that was one of the moments where again I was like, I don't care about cars that much. I don't care about speed. It just doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, look, and the thing is with where we stay, this environment, yet dude, the culture is insane. I've seen Oaks that have now imported Mark IV Supras that have like 240SXs. There's a JDM connection which is run out of the East Rand over here. It's like one of the number one JDM reselling places for like JDM's Japanese domestic market.
Yeah.
So it's all of the Japanese, Mitsubishis.
I love the Skylines. People like those Skylines. I know they're very, very popular.
That's like, I was literally, my mate's house is so close to the one pub, we literally walked back, like down the road kind of like thing after we've been there. And we're walking down, and this is like in Greenstone Hill. And the next thing, dude, 2 Supras come past us. Both of them tuned to like 800 horsepower, throwing flames like a meter out the back of the car. That's just a normal day, yeah. Like that's just like no, like it's normal. Like everybody's car is tuned to the point of like ridiculousness.
That's right. Either in some of the West, everyone just drives Mercs and BMs. To be fair, this is the rich old age home pretty much where I live. So everyone just drives Mercs and BMs.
That's where my folks used to stay. They by the golf course because it's literally just old money.
Yeah, that's why I live.
So many speed bumps because
of
the new money.
Yes, that's why I live.
Yeah,
that's why I live next to the golf course is right there. Yeah, they never used to be speed bumps, but now as the years go by, we get another one every other year.
Did you see him? He did 23 kilometers an hour around that corner.
How fucking dare he? How dare he go 23 kilometers an hour? Well, moving on from cars, because again, not much I can add to the conversation with my not that I don't like cars or appreciate them. I'm just I don't think I have your knowledge or anyone else's knowledge. Welcome again to everyone in chat. Thank you very much everyone for tuning in. I see we got a quick one here. Hey, look, it's the EVETECH guy. It's something I want to bring up and talk about, especially with you, because you always call me out about it. So there's for some reason there is this misconception where I'd say misconception, but there's this deep understanding that I purely hate EVETECH, which I want to clear up now with you because, you never know what could be in the future. Like this is basically like a sales pitch to you, which it shouldn't be, but it's more just to clear things up, because if you ever get to the PR admin point of it, where people think that I hate EVETECH, and which is entirely incorrect. I think EVETECH is a great website, first off, and a great seller, because they do have some nice price on a lot of things. Every time I've bought something, I've always looked on EVETECH. I've spent a lot of money on EVETECH. I remember I bought my 1080 from EVETECH back in the day, and this was when the 1080s just came out, which was a lot. And I don't hate EVETECH. I hate EVETECH's processes. The way they deal with things to me was a big no-no. And
Josh is killing me, bro. He's a dick guy. Sorry, man.
Just ignore chat for now. And where it got the last straw for me, where I was just like, I publicly said, like, honestly, fuck EVETECH, was I had my editor in 2020 or 2019, she was my editor back then. She bought a brand new Corsair, what's the wireless headset, the Virtuoso, I think, what's it called?
Yeah.
Okay, she bought a brand new one. She bought a brand new headset, right? And I remember she's like, this is so much money, like, should I do this? I'm like, you work for your money, you've always wanted a nice headset, buy it. And she gets the headset and she sends me a photo. She's like, this doesn't look right. And it was literally like in a little brown carton box. It almost looked like a Take-A-Lot box, but it wasn't. And she opens it, and it was an opened headset. It was an opened headset that she received, which had everything nice and packed in, granted, but it was an opened headset. And then she emailed them, and they replied, and they said, "Yeah, it's fine. It was one that we used in here just for testing or whatever, but we didn't. It's fine." Bro, if you're gonna spend $4.5K on a headset and you get and it's been opened, bro, you sure as hell. And she had to fight. She had to fight. I remember her asking me for advice, like who can she talk to or whatever. And this is before obviously I knew you, or before I even had remotely a voice or whatever. And they just didn't want to help her. They just did not want to fucking help. And I got upset for her. I was just so frustrated by their process of like just constantly fucking transferring people. And if you go look up at EVETECH issues, all it comes down to the same thing, okay? Which I now understand has changed, and I think a lot of people have seen a change, which is their service delivery is fucking ass. Sorry, I'm gonna say, speaking in the past, their service delivery was fucking ass, and their after sales is one of the biggest things where there were issues, because if something broke or if there was warranties or whatever, and they would always be an excuse from their side where they kind of like, not our problem, you know, even though it is their problem. Like if I buy a BMW from BMW, I'm going to go to BMW. I'm not going to go to Volkswagen because it kind of came to a point where there were so many stories coming out or so many people having issues. Like it was a fairly constant thing. And I didn't put that hate onto them because of one scenario. There was multiple scenarios, but there's also people that had no issues before at all, and I completely get that. I don't hate EVETECH. I'll say this again. I hated EVETECH for their processes, which now definitely has changed. I think a lot of people know that now. And to be fair, EVETECH probably, arguably, sometimes offers some of the best prices in the country. I'm a big Woodware fan because Woodware is literally a kilometer away from me. So it's just convenient, you know? It's just convenient for me. And it's Woodware
guys as well.
Woodware is amazing people.
Customers of mine, dude.
They watch my streams. They're very, very nice people. So I don't hate EVETECH. I just hate the process or I hated the process of EVETECH. So just to clear that up between me and you, because people have brought it up where we were both like in the vicinity, and then you're like, yo, but you spoke shit about them. Like, yeah, I fucking did, and for good reason. And Wookie helped me. Wookie helped me get a hookup with him. Which I thought might have been the start of a great relationship, but they don't award me harder than Zassi does. So, you know, just clearing it up. Don't hate EVETECH. Hated their process. Much better now. Don't worry. All G, all in the past. So there's no hate towards, especially there's no hate towards you, because I mean you are the EVETECH guy, you know, and it's because you do a lot for them.
Yeah, look, I both accept and hate this stigmatism a little bit, you know, but it is what it is. I'd prefer to be seen as like, I think Dave was the first EVETECH guy, right? All super tuber Dave.
I love Dave, dude.
Dangerous Dave. He was the first like EVETECH guy, right? And then like he sort of handed me the baton, you know, kind of thing. I love as Dave. Far as that goes. No, look, I think what it comes down to is hate, even in a general, just in a general sense. This is how I operate my own perspective, and I think maybe it will be a good prism for you to put this into as well, is hate what someone does, not who they are. Don't hate the person, hate what they do.
Yeah.
So I don't, like you as Henrico, right? I hate that you put yourself down, but I don't hate you as Henrico, because if I did, then I wouldn't be here. I mean, then because if I hate you, then there could be no possible way that I can help you with that in any case. Right? Because of course that seething, you can't really hide those, as much as people think they can, you can't really hide that intent once it hits that sort of stage.
No.
And I think it's like what happened with EVETECH was a failure to scale. That's really what it came down to. They had so much success that they didn't know what to do with it anymore.
Sorry, I just looked over the chat. XTX is like, okay. So
I know. I just looked at it as well.
I hate what I do. I'm sorry. I shouldn't read chat, dude. Because they always make me laugh. They always make me laugh.
It was a good one.
Sorry, go ahead.
So, but like for me as well, I had a career of nearly 6 years in distribution and sales. And all of these people are my customers. I know, dude, Matt and I have been so drunk together from Woodward. You know Matt, the crazy you know the Matt, bro. Okay, Matt's like a background person. You guys will never see.
You never know about him.
Insane, okay? And I love him to bits. And he's still my mate. And he still sends me mooning pictures like on a daily basis. Because he's mad, dude. So I think it's really important distinction is that the customer speaking with their feet really created the impact, like the way that it did, so that the change could actually happen. You know, people saying I'm never going to do business with you guys again because of this.
Oh, they got quite
it was actually the best thing to happen because it created change.
No.
And now it's opened them up to maybe bringing back some business that they may have lost
in the past. And
you know, keep retaining new customers. It's actually helped them out, and it was literally just a failure to scale, because they went from, you know, it was actually crazy, dude. It was like I watched it happen. I've had them as a client over a 10-year period in different phases through all of the different companies, and they're always like a firm, like, you know, company as far as like they follow stuff they're going to follow to the letter. And if the brand says no, they're not giving a credit, you're not getting a credit, and they'll refer you to the brand. Like that's how they've always been. Okay. And I don't think that's really going to change. It's just going to be a firm stance. But how they executed it was just, and it came down to, obviously I had wrong people in the wrong places. And when you explode and you now have, 10 times the client base that you had before, it's way harder to give them the support and service. So it just didn't. They
didn't have enough people to do it.
Not even enough people, the right people. It came down to who was doing the job more so than even the staff complement. And it was like a really long sort of turnaround period. It was, a lot of like ancestral staff and older people that kind of weren't. They saw it like this, and what needed to happen was that, and that's where kind of the impasse came.
Such a good political word to use. Ancestral, instead of just calling them old fucks.
Yeah, you gotta be PC. PC when you PC, bro.
Yeah.
I'm PC while I'm PCing in the PC.
Exactly. So no hate towards them. There hasn't been any hate towards them. It's just their processes or whatever.
But I think it's good to call it.
But it's been changed. It's been changed. And I think it would be great to be able to work with them a bit more. I know they had that content creator thing. They did, and everyone was like, sign up. You even told me, and I was like, no. But looking at it now, maybe it could. Yes, literally taking into consideration about like everything has changed. Maybe I should have done it. But there's always the chance of them working with me in the future, because I know they do a lot of Logitech products now as well. So I mean, I could stuff like that. Like it always boggles my mind how and this is not just EVETECH. This is all retailers, by the way. And it's something that I've noticed quite fast working in the industry. It's always so kind of sucky how much retailers, or not retailers, but these big sales companies don't want to work with the partners of the product, right? So let's say, for example, with Asus, right? Like they'll be willing to work with you, but they won't work with you through EVETECH. Like Asus won't work with you through EVETECH. They only want to work with you directly, which makes no sense to me. Why not get both parties involved, And that's something I've noticed quite fast. So that's something I hope in the future they can change, where if you have someone who's loyal to a brand or like stuck to a brand or something, you can work through them for this brand still, Like if there's a new Logitech mouse coming out or whatever the fuck, right? They can be like, hey, Henry, we're going to send you one. We're going to send you 1 or 2 extra, and then, do a video for us. Give some away. Easy claps.
Yeah. No, so just to devil's advocate, what you're saying there now, as a counter position, that's actually the key, the leveraging point to my success as far as getting product in and stuff and getting contacts with brands is actually the EVETECH sales channel, because it's the argument of, hey, this is also a marketing exercise for you, and I've got actual proven here it leads to sales, because we can track obviously the customer journey from YouTube, our channel, onto
their website and whatever they buy.
Website, and then they go and buy, right? So I mean, my relationship with EVETECH, you guys can just think of it as a partnership between two businesses, because we obviously execute EVE Sports and stuff together, and then I obviously do the reviews and stuff. But Turbo Tortoise has like 10 people that are running around in the background for the EVE Sports stuff, busy doing work and stuff on contract for those events. So and it's difficult when you're on a very deep-seated, long-term relationship partnership, and the one business is kind of having a bit of a oops with their customer relation, and you're standing up front there.
Everyone's going to talk to you. Everyone's literally going to point towards you and be like, "How can you represent this company?" And it has nothing to do with you. But it's
and then even when you're trying and you go and you speak to the service center people, and then you find out what they have difficulty with, and you try and feed that information back through. There's a period where it was just not good enough. It was at the end of the lockdown period, the hard lockdown where we could do nothing kind of thing. And then as it was easing up, there was that 3 weeks of just nothing. And then imagine coming back into an IT retailer like EVETECH, the amount of support emails, sales requests, etc. Dude, the email backup was 150,000 unread
Jesus
items.
Christ. So they had quite a bit to jump back on, huh?
Yeah. So then they go in and they start tackling this mountain of work. And I'm sitting there on the socials going, hey guys, this is what's happening there. This is what's happening there, because this person is overwhelmed and they can't really fulfill their role. And, so my experience kind of came around with that. But from doing that and from building that partnership, it actually came to the point where it's like, hey, because we do this, we can do this for you as well. So like Deep Cool's a very recent success story in general, where it's like, they brought in the brand, we took it and did the reviews and videos and stuff, showed the quality of the product, and it flies out the door. So that can happen for your brand if it's the right product for the channel. Not everything is gonna sell at EVETECH. You can't sell, like, they've tried weird and wonderful things, as you've seen, like weird karaoke mics and bringing in stuff like ceremonic, and
different
try,
things. They have to.
Not everything's gonna work.
Yeah, you have to. There's trial and error for a reason. And you have to give them credit where credit's due, where they don't always promote maybe like the Samsung SSD, right? Like they might promote something a bit different and get different price range for people, because not everyone can afford to buy a 990 Evo or whatever, and that's fine. You can respect them for it. Like I said, I honestly think they arguably offer some of the best prices in the country, especially with like the clearance sales and stuff.
The clearance. Do some of them, I'm like, I email a guy, I'm like, can you just put one of those on the sample? I'm coming on Saturday. That one's mine. Nobody touches that one.
Because they really do push the prices down quite a bit.
Bro, they get deals that are sick, like it's a sick on sick. Like I bought my Alien, both my monitors, my Alienware 240, a 27-inch 240 was $6,000, bro.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
It's
one I've wanted for a long time. I've wanted a proper really 240 hertz.
Dude, like, I actually want to ask you, Enrico, because we kind of at the same sort of precipices. I want to understand from you what happens to you as a streamer that frustrates you, or that you would change, like whether it be community wise, whether it be from your own end. What kills you as a streamer, like that you would change tomorrow?
That's a loaded question. I'm very, very hard on myself. I really wish I could see successes a little bit more, which is something I really struggle with. For example, there was this instance last year somewhere where we pulled up, and I really regret this day. We pulled up my graphs on stream, and there was a little bit of banter back and forth between me and chat and everything. About like, I was saying there's no growth, in chat like, you're so dumb, there's literally growth. But see, here's the thing. Yes, there was growth, but the growth, for example, was like 1%. Now, the right mindset to have would to be, hey, you grew 1%. You grew 1%. That's growth. That's something positive to look at. That is something positive to look at. But the way I see it, unfortunately, and this is just how my mind works, is, I only grew 1%. That's fucking horrible, Or I'll have like a day where I get, let's say I say, hey, because anybody want to give some subs, like my normal thing, and then someone gives 5 subs, right? And that moment, that's great, that's huge. By the end of the day, when I end my stream, it's I'm almost like, damn, dude, I only got 5 gifted subs today. That's actually fucking atrocious. So I really struggle to see my own successes, and I really struggle with that. And people don't always understand my point, because it's very difficult to talk to 20, 30 people at the same time and hope that they will leverage with you, because my community is they're very tight grip on, like, being trolls and stuff. And I get that. I made them, your community reflects on who you are in the end of the day. Like, no matter what anyone says, it is something that reflects onto you. And I mean, I made them this way, whole toxic chat or whatever. But like, sometimes when I want to have like a real talk, I want to have a real, heart to heart with my chat, it's very, very difficult for them to understand my point of view, because obviously the first thing they want to do is troll. They want to make fun of me, or they want to make fun of the situation. So that the main thing would be to maybe find ways to celebrate my successes more, so that I can feel better about what I do, because I don't feel like I'm doing any good. If I'll be completely blunt with you, I don't feel any good in what I do at all. Recently, a lot of things people are saying as well, like people are saying really hurtful shit, like really, really hurtful shit. Or a joke will start, and then the joke I can go with, but then they start saying really, really hurtful shit, like making me seem like the fucking most useless piece of human, or dumbest human. And then meanwhile, I'm just trying to take in or learn from whoever and it sticks with me. So like at the end of the day, I'm like, guys, thank you so much for watching, have a good, thank you so much, love you guys, blah blah. And then I end the stream, and it fucking stings, dude. And I can't talk to anyone about it, because I don't have friends. I don't really have friends. I have online friends, yes, but I don't have input. I can't call someone and be like, dude, today fucking sucked because X and Y said this. And they think it's all a great...
you can call Zassy on a real rap note.
I can. Yeah, but you see, the thing is... here's the problem. I love Zassy to death as well. Zassy is literally...
just your nought with a sleep.
No, definitely. Zassy is... Zassy is literally the best thing. Zassy is the best thing that could have happened to me. I love him so much as well. Zassy is the best thing that could have happened to me, without a doubt. He is the best thing that could have happened to me with regards to my... content creation and the way that I perceive things. He really has helped me drive that in so many ways. But the thing is, whenever something hurts or something stings, I can't talk to Zassy about it because Zassy doesn't see my point of view of the things, because in Zassy's mind, okay, I'm speaking for Zassy now, and this is not fair. He can have a different opinion, but in Zassy's mind, it's different. Like, to him, he's like, dude, they're just trolling. But, people say really hurtful shit. So that is one of the second things I would realize is I wish I could feel this. I really like to put on this persona of like, I don't care, which I do not care a lot. I really, really do not care a lot. But there's a lot of times that people... where I do care about what people say, but I can't put on that face and be like, well, don't care. When in regards, people say really hurtful shit. So I really struggle with switching off that whole thing of like, it was just a stream. It's just a stream, or it's just they were just joking. Like, but sometimes people say shit that's just really, really hurtful, and that's something that I struggle with, and it's almost like halted my growth in a sense of like, I don't know what to do anymore. I've now taken this whole mindset. No, but wait, I've taken this whole mindset of like, it's a new year. It's a new year. I want to try new things. And this is from Zassy. Like, Zassy told me like, or not Zassy, well, Zassy's ideas and like a lot of other people's ideas. Like, they told me like, hey, why don't you try this and this? And now I'm doing it. I'm actually doing it. I'm not posting long form content at all at the moment, instead of just chatting stuff. I'm posting clips, shorts, TikTok, stuff like that. I'm posting that to see if that makes a difference. I'm streaming on TikTok. Well, I can't stream on TikTok anymore because my graphics card's dying. Just all these little things that I'm trying now to make a change. Like, it's one thing to just complain about the problems and not do anything about it. Now I'm actively trying to do something about it. One of my biggest issues with my self-image, my self-confidence, and all that, and that is really significantly increased by losing 100 kilograms. That is significantly increased. I have so much more confidence. I'm like willing to go out. I have an actual neck now, which is amazing.
Hey, look at that.
And but see, it comes back to the first point. I've only lost 100 kgs. That's how I think right now.
Only?
I know. And
body.
That's the thing. I wish I wasn't like this. I wish I wasn't like this. It's so difficult for me to get out of that whole mindset. It's so difficult for me to just accept that, hey, you did something good. And obviously there's things that came with that from like childhood and high school and work or whatever the fuck. It's just, to me, I really struggle with celebrating the successes and taking people's word for it. Like, when someone's like, hey man, good job, then I'm like, I mean, is it really a good job? Couldn't I have done a bit more? I think that's one of the main things. And I wish I just wasn't a South African streamer. South African community is so... Okay, this is 99% of them, by the way. Not the 1% that I'm fortunate to have. The people that are part of the 99%, I make sure they stay there, because whenever they come to my channel, I get rid of them as soon as possible, or I just don't try and interact. I really wish that I wasn't a South African streamer, because it's such a toxic environment. No one wants anyone to do well. And it's not just streaming, it's content creation as a whole, or creation as a whole in our community. Everyone has to hate everyone for some fucking reason. Whereas I believe, just let the homies have a good fucking time. If Wookie gets partnered with Nvidia, right? I'm gonna be like, hell motherfucking yes, Wookie. You got partnered with Nvidia. But on the other side of the fucking retardation line, the other people are gonna be like, oh, Wookie just got this because he works with EVETECH. It's EVETECH should get EVETECH should get all the no. Why the fuck? Why is EVETECH a part of the conversation? And this is just a hypothetical scenario. Jesus fucking Christ! Don't clip me out of context and make this a thing. But like, I feel like, why not just celebrate people's successes, right? Like, if someone does well,
even there you have to worry about someone quoting you out of text.
Exactly.
Out of context,
because it's South Africa.
It's
a South African fucking mindset. Like, nobody wants anyone to do. No one wants anyone to do well, and it annoys the living fuck out of me, dude.
So let me address your first part, because we have the same frustration. Actually, it's just you kind of, let me make it simpler for you to explain. Okay, people take advantage of your position and how they perceive and how everybody else generally perceives you have to behave. So because you have to be a certain way, people take advantage of that to troll and try and upset you and do and otherwise disrupt you. Which is, like, for me, the scummiest thing that happens in the environment, right? And it's people that go out to events and they'll be, oh mate, to a face to face and stuff, and then they'll be taking a clip out of context and posting it to Twitter to try and hurt you. You know what I mean? Not like where we were trolling with Mama Succubus and I was, the Diamante thing, like having a laugh, and that was mates, having.
Yeah, someone actually genuinely got upset. Yes, someone genuinely got upset still took it because I said Mama Succubus is hot. Someone said, dude, I just remembered that. Dude, people are so fucking retarded. Oh my God. Someone got upset because I called someone hot. Chat, I really want you to think about this. Because I literally said, I think it was something like, the reason why she's VIP is because, one, Mama Succubus is hot. Number two, she's beautiful. And I was like, oh, number three, because number one. And people genuinely got, like, the fact that we had to actually be like, bro, that was just a fucking joke. Was, to me, was like one of those moments like, bro, 2022 cannot get any better. Because that was still last year, dude.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, there's this like, oh, you have to behave in this certain way because of a preconceived notion. Right. Very unfair. Because you've never been in the position yourself. No. This is the fact for 99% of those people. That's why I haven't approached streaming, dude. I've been in here for 9 years. I haven't gone live once. With me, just me, not on a broadcast. Not once. Because of this sort of environment, and because I knew, I had a very tumultuous time starting up a business. My personal life was at one of its lowest points. My mother's divorce and everything ended the end of last year, and it was a problem from like early 2019. So it was basically through the entirety of me trying to build a business, and then there's massive like family turmoil and stuff happening on the side. And so I'd have really bad days and really tense, and I'd be very aggressive towards people and stuff, which I shouldn't have been, and I regret 99% of it. I could have said what I wanted to say without being a dick about it. 100% of that, I'm completely guilty. But the rest of it, it's just a complete lack of humanity.
But Wookie,
in your direction, you're just not allowed to be human.
In our job or in our area of work, people just don't realize that sometimes me and you or any other, we're just people. I'm also just a fucking human. Yes, I'm also allowed to be like sad, or angry or whatever, and like a day can be so formulated on the way you're interacting with other people, especially like me with my viewers. Like I go live every morning, right? Like that's my day start, is going live. And like within the first 5 minutes, someone will be like, oh, this guy's tilted already. And then I want to fucking reach through the monitor. I want to punch you in your fucking face and take it to your parents and let them realize what a fucking disappointment you actually are. That's how I feel. Yes. That is genuinely what I feel. When in retrospect, I'm just being me. And here's the fucking kicker that I don't think a lot of people realize. I'm exactly the same in person as I am on stream. I don't think I will call you a puss in person and on stream.
Do you know that in person, you actually are, I think it was also Comic-Con, it was your first time like at a major event like that where people were coming up and greeting to you, and it was a bit like all of the lights, and you were sort of just a bit like a little bit in a daze.
I was overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed.
Comic-Con thing is freaking awesome.
It was huge, dude. But I was so overwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude.
Pretty consistent. And I like your personal look because you're tall as well, and you're in the Master Race gang.
Tall.
So
I am tall, dude.
We take that. We take
those.
Over 180. You're in the Master Race gang.
Imagine not being 1'8", like, just at least 1'8". Dude, you got dealt a wrong hand in life, my guy. I'm sorry. I am sorry.
Latches is just sitting there at 1'6", 8 centimeter like.
Latches is a short boy. Is he a short king?
Did you not see my Butts of Pizza video?
But I didn't realize. Okay, the camera brother does not make him look that short, dude.
He's short, bro. He's really short.
Shame.
Look, everybody focused on his socks for that one, which was fucking hilarious, dude. We go on stream like the next day, we're running a duo, and like the whole chat is like, Wookie, you left your man out there with those socks. How could you do that to him? Like, he had these like really like high, like ankle kind of like weird socks, and people just ripped him for it. It's quite
Shame.
funny. But it's even with him, right? Like he's one of the most chilled homies playing one of the most intense games you can play. He's like EFT main, right? I mean, Escape from Tarkov is literally Pain Simulator, like Russian edition 2023. All right. Trust me, I'm on 3,500 hours now myself, and it's
Unlucky.
It's brutal, but it's the most satisfying thing as well when you come out of a raid with like 8 player kills. There's no feeling like that. There's no game that will come close to it
For
when
you.
you get to that level. In general, bro. In general, it's
play
like
DayZ.
acing 2 rounds in a row in CS. That's the same way. That's how it makes you.
That's
it's like
DayZ
that
for
kind
me.
of-
That's DayZ for me, and I've genuinely given Tarkov a proper try. I played with Kiss My Ex. He hooked me up on the account and everything. I genuinely tried, but see, I think because I like DayZ so much, I think I maybe just I'm getting too used to that. But I don't want to talk about DayZ and Tarkov, please, for the love of God. We're all allowed to like our own games.
So the point is, he's in this, and if you know about Tarkov, it's a very tumultuous environment. The servers are fucked half the time. The dev does weird shit. They completely like ruin gunplay, like for like 3 weeks at a time, you know. And this is his like as well his income stream. And this is so he's got. Imagine CS is so consistent. They make major changes every like 2 years. They make major changes here like every 2 months, bro. So
Yeah,
your
just adapt.
environment is completely chaotic, and even he's not allowed to get frustrated. We've had people come and be like tuning us. Like one guy kicked me off his stream, said I should be embarrassed that I work at EVETECH or that I work with EVETECH. That I should rather tell people I'm unemployed.
Was he South African?
This was a friend, by the way. That
Your friend's
kicked me
Poos.
off of his stream. Well, dude, and it's Josh, sorry. So I just saw the ad there, but it's even he's not allowed to call out things like desync. Like the desync was super bad, dude. And it's live on stream. His VOD's right there. You can see the guy is like 3 meters behind the corner. He rubber bands back and dies.
No, it's not.
Or
That
just
would
dies.
frustrate me as well.
While he's in cover. It's frustrating.
You're not allowed to get frustrated though. You're a streamer. You're not allowed to
No,
get
so
frustrated.
he calls the desync and now he's attacking the person and saying that person caused the desync, etc. Like, dude, it's every single community does have this. And what I find is like really good leadership matters. And that's where I think that currently gaming in South Africa is really been blessed, I think is a good word, with personalities like Bumfluffsky, who've really stepped up to the plate to become leaders in the environment,
A voice for the
this
people.
sort of environment, dude. Yeah, and say, you know, if you guys are going to be cruel, if you're going to try and do untoward things towards people, now there's a line, there's an actual consequence for those actions, and I think it's the first time I've ever seen it, you know, and being a boomer gamer, basically there since the beginning of gaming in South Africa, it's at the best point it's ever been at. So imagine it could be considerably worse, and I like that there's like really you know, like strong communities, like your community. Like if I see CSN or Zassy or Josh, I mean any of these, you know, any of your admins, I know them. I mean, if I see them in another chat, oh hey, going, oh Henrico streaming, and then Hen7's in the chat. I love that thing. That's my absolute favorite like emote on your channel.
It's good even.
You know, and that for me is where we heal and where we become this thing. But to address the second part of what you said, Snare actually did an interview for me a really long time ago that never saw the light of day, unfortunately. It was in 2019 at the VS Gaming Championships. We were supposed to have a Dota weekend, and a bunch of the teams couldn't get on their plane from Cape Town or some sort of issue, so they missed basically the weekend was a rattle. So they said, let's film a documentary. So I filmed and shot this whole docu kind of thing, and it's so good, dude. I wish it had come out. It's supposed to come out on Telkom 1. It's one of these projects. This is unfortunately the stigma with VS is they do stuff and then it never sees the light of day, which is a real tragedy, honestly. But Snare said the exact same thing, and it's like it's been a trope where for me to succeed, you somehow have to fail.
That's so dumb, man. I don't get that.
And it's been a consistent thing because the pool was so small. So in the beginning, there was how many jobs were there for this sort of stuff? That many.
Yeah, now it's just getting bigger.
To kick and scream and scratch and claw for it. Obviously, some people were more desperate than others.
No.
And then the results, unless it's like extremely ancestral, like a Grant Hines who started on TV already in the early 2000s, you know, like a Kamza who's gonna be starting doing stream. He started on KTV when I was in primary school. You know what I mean? Like, unless it's someone like that, in general, that's been their path to success. Has been on the backs of other people. Like, honestly, I mean, we can see it happening, and the madness for me is we were watching it. People are watching it unfold, and then they still support those characters.
No, I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it.
I don't get that either.
You would fucking support someone who wants you to fail or wants someone else to fail, but you wouldn't support the person that is actively trying to make it better for both parties. It just makes no fucking sense to me whatsoever. And it's
been a culture. That's culture.
But I feel like it's a very South African thing. Maybe we don't get to see the smaller communities in different countries, but like, obviously I'm very exposed to this community because I mean this is where I'm from, and with like for example like my subs and stuff. Like yes, I have a very high sub count. I have a higher sub count than I probably should have, and I'm very fortunate. That is why I'm full time. If people don't give me subs or donate to me, I don't go full time. That's literally it. I had to make that decision, and I had to quite literally trust and hope that people will continue to support me, you know, by gifting subs and stuff every month or donating towards me or just subscribe or whatever, you know. And why I'm getting hate for what I fucking do, I don't fucking know. Why people are thinking that my subs are botted or whatever, it makes no sense to me because I have my numbers on my stream 24/7. I have a leaderboard. I literally have a You know why I have the leaderboard there, dude? So that every time a big dick gift or whatever comes to chat, so I can suck their dick more. Just so that they can feel good because they've supported me. And I feel like they fucking deserve that.
And you literally do. That mic
this mic has seen some...
than a porn set.
This mic. This mic has some action, dude. This mic has seen some action.
When you got the one with the little knoppy on top like that, I was like, that's so he can actually put it in his mouth. That's why he bought that mic.
Literally the reason why... Chat, everyone... This is your penis, okay? Whether you're a guy or a girl, this is your penis. Okay, and I will swallow all the way, dude, for a gifted sub. And we just got a gifted sub and a resub. Thank you very much, Savvy and the Creeper. Appreciate it. Yeah, classic money laundering scheme.
Money laundering scheme. You'd think that you wouldn't be in your parents' house while you're manually laundering, but it's beside the point. You know what I mean? It's
my house.
It helps helps with the guys of the process. You see,
exactly.
That's the whole
exactly.
Thing. The thing I will say around, I saw the whole thing with you with Zaffa Geek coming after you and calling wallets and all the whole story kind of thing.
I'll tell you, I'm gonna leak something real quick. After you, of course.
He kind of is playing the game though, right? Because
genius. He's a fucking genius. I told him. I saw him at Comic-Con. You could ask Zassy. He came up to me and he apologized. Well, he didn't. He apologized for the scenario. He didn't apologize for what he did, which I respected. I spoke to him and I said, we both are like, dude, you're playing the content game. Good fucking shit, my guy.
Yes.
We both had that conversation. He was a super nice dude. Like he was just he just looked like another guy that he should be in GTA San Andreas Biker Club or something, dude. He just looked like another dude to me. Obviously, if he for a moment thinks I was not going to ride that fucking dick of content, because the moment that video came out, my heart started racing. But not for the bad reason. I was so fucking happy because I was knee deep in a subathon and I had no idea what to do anymore. And that video was like 20 minutes long. I think I spoke about it for like 2 hours. I was so happy because it was something I could talk about. It's something I could genuinely react to, you know, and it was about me, dude. It was about me.
But it's that moment. Yes, exactly. It's that someone made an intrigue piece about
me, dude.
About me.
I'm scummy.
Ma, get the camera.
What's up, motherfuckers? Give more subs. Give me more money. I already made it. Hello. You know, it was such a. It was like when that happened. Like I said, it was. Yes, it kind of sucked in the moment. Like when I watched, I was like, but I wish you asked me, bro, because I can give you the answers to everything. The best part was that whole subathon. Most of it was the amount of taxes are insane. The amount of taxes I had to pay on that month of streaming was through the fucking roof. When you look at the whole subathon, all the money I made, right? And if you minus what I bought for the viewers, what I gave away, what I paid to the mods, what I used on getting the new mic setup, I was left with 1,500 rand. And I made, I'm going to say, I made 100K that month, plus minus, if you take subs and donors, all right? Yeah, after taxes, I had 1,000 rand, 1,500 rand left. I went to go do the calculations.
Expenses and taxes.
I went to go do the, because people were constantly like, oh, what are you going to do with the money? What are you going to do with the money? And I had to go figure it out because I bought the mic, I bought the inverter, everything. I had 1,500 rand left, Wookie. That is basically, that is like 2 Checkers bags and maybe a pack of Chicago on the way out. That is it. That is all I had left. And people are like always like, oh, you have so much subs, you make so much money. Your puss makes so much money, my guy. Have you no idea how much fucking taxes is in this country and expenses? A South African sub is like 12 rand. Thank you, by the way, for the subs. Please, just so you know, I'm not unthankful before someone says that. But like,
Amazon rips his
Amazon just fucking rides me all day, dude. Like fucking Old Town Road style.
Can I tell you, one of my favorite things that you do, because it's so... It reminds me so much of my younger self, is the fake rage. Like where
I get excited.
Yesterday you killed me with Nocturtle. Nocturtle said something and you were like, Nocturtle, what is in your puss? What are you talking about, man? Shut up. And I'm pissing myself on the other side, dude. I'm crying because that was like Vince Vaughn, Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell. It's like my whole childhood.
Yeah.
That was the comedy. So it hits that vein on so hard. So when you see me post Henry Rage in the chat, I'm actually dying. I'm dying on the other side. It's really fucking funny, dude.
Well, I get excited. I really do get excited. And people always like, oh, you're tilted or you're mad. 99% of the time, I'm not really angry or upset or tilted or anything. I just get really excited but I get really excited talking about something. Or if someone says something really fucking stupid, I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna fucking bring it up to you. Like I just love, and people like the reaction, obviously, because the internet these days is basically reaction content, and obviously people then build onto that and they just add more, like their copium, sure, like they like doing that. They're like adding a little bit more. It's like going for a fucking, if you're like going through a lot of pain and someone just ticks you with a needle the entire time, it obviously just adds more to it.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude, and it's that's the one half. Your best stream for me, though, just by the way, like I'd love for you to tell me what the best piece of content that you've seen from me is. But my best piece of content for you is Chaos Mode GTA.
It was great.
I cannot walk away from the PC. I cannot. It is
fun.
The funniest shit. You're about to finish something and just fucking no.
It is really good, and that's easy content to rage to, because it genuinely gets so frustrating.
So it's so funny.
It genuinely gets really, really frustrating, but like the thing is, it's so short, man. I wish it was longer. I wish I could find like another GTA that would be so long to fucking do Chaos Mod. Because everyone's like, do Chaos Mod again. But like, I've already done it now. Like, it's not going to be... I just want to do it fucking... I don't want to do it again and again because it's going to get boring for me. Like, I need to enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
And that's your favorite content. I really enjoy, like... Don't get me wrong, but I really enjoy when you release your little sales videos or like specials of the month or quarter, whatever. I genuinely enjoy that. I love watching those. Yeah, you just sit there and just talk, and I'm like, oh man, it feels like I'm just sitting watching someone read the newspaper. I really enjoy that.
Oh, okay. But Vibes uses it to go to sleep, funnily enough. He puts on like playlists of me talking about his God, and that's
maybe you have a nice voice. There we go. If you have a nice voice.
That's how.
If anyone falls
asleep, that's why he replaced Josh.
Sorry.
You see, because Josh doesn't love me like that, but Gilbert does. So that's why we kicked Josh out and we brought Vibes in. You see, it was an easy choice at that point. Sorry, I'm just waiting for Josh in the chat.
No, fuck Josh, dude. Josh can suck a willy, dude. Josh just replaces everyone, dude. Josh literally has abandoned me, dude. He has abandoned me. I see the flying slot on chat. Hey, Billy, nice to see you, dude. Nice sub, by the way. Can we get a gifted sub for Billy, please? We can't not let the homie be sub, chat, surely. Sorry, go on.
What is your your proudest thing about your content journey? What is like the thing that is like the point nobody will take away from you? Like you'll always have that nugget.
The weight loss, without a doubt. Because if it wasn't for my chat, I wouldn't have done it. No, there's no shot. I would not have gotten so far if it wasn't for my stream. I've mentioned this to everyone who's asked about it now on the podcast and stream, anything. Mich Oh, sorry, Corporal Langslang from my chat. So I was about 2 weeks into the thing and I lost about like 10 or 15 kg. I can't remember. And I was like, oh, cool, I lost the weight now. That's great. But I don't see a difference. And I had a conversation with my chat. I was like, dude, this is so, like, is it even worth it? Like, I'm not seeing any difference. And then he said something that still sticks with me to this day. It still sticks to me to this day, which is you can't compare the results of now with the results of a year. You know, like anything in life. Just think about this results in a year. And I was like, that's a good point. Whatever, I'll just stick with it, right? And now a year later, it's, you know, it's complete. My face has changed. Like, I'm wearing clothes that is 5 sizes smaller, stuff like that. And it purely went. The motivation stayed because of my stream, and the reason why I say that is because I have the weigh-in day every Wednesday. Like every Wednesday, I get to update the command, whether I gain weight, whether I lose weight. So without a doubt, one of the proudest things, or most fulfilling things, is because of that. Proudest things, Logitech, Logitech and Red Bull, without a doubt. Because I mean, these are pretty big companies, you know, and I'm with them. Like that's huge to me. Like I think that's something I can be really, really proud of. I mean, you don't hear that every day. Like if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, like Shroud is partnered with Logitech, and so am I. Shroud might never know who I am, but I'm still in this. I talk to the same people that
in the same
run this.
basket.
Exactly. So that's something I think is definitely the proudest of. The best content, I really enjoy these just chattings. I know they get no views. I know they get no traction, and that's fine. But I really genuinely enjoy just having talks with people because I like learning from people and talking to people. I cannot tell you how badly I want someone to invite me on a podcast. I'm always the interviewer. I'm never the getting interviewed. And I would love for that to be the case someday. Because I've been really, and I'm gonna toot my own horn here. I've been really complimented on my hosting and like, you know, having the conversation, keeping it flowing. Like people have said, like there's actually, it's insane. Like you're really good at this, and I really do enjoy doing this. If I could do this all the time, I would without a doubt.
But let's start a podcast, bro. Come at me.
Why? Like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna talk to like 3-4 people.
Yeah, that'll be very entertaining. 3-4 people. I've got like 6, so we can make it like at least 10.
Money. My focus now is my focus now is making.
Podcast,
my focus is to make. I want to make money so that I can feel more successful, right? Because money doesn't drive me, but money helps me get to a safer place in my head where I won't worry all the time about, you know, what about this month or next month or next month. Like January was dude. I didn't even make enough money to cover my expenses in January. I know I have savings for that. That's fine. But you don't want to use your savings, right? Like I don't want to fucking use my savings for anything like that. So it's just that's my main driver is legitimately to just focus on growing my stream, because growing the stream equals more money. That is literally how this works. That is literally how this works. Our whole system works, as a streamer at least. Yes, I have the odd thing here and there, but my other goal for this year also is to get on board another sponsor, like a genuine sponsor, you know, like that has a cash flow input and everything. And I'm hoping with this this new experiment of like uploading shorts and stuff like that, I'm really hoping that it brings more eyes to the stream so that, you know, I can get more viewers. Because at the end of the day, why am I doing this? To just stream to like 10, 20 people every day? No, I want to stream to 100. I want to stream to 1,000.
No, it's good goals and stuff to set yourself up along, for sure. There's no like, I think the best way to sum it up is like in the beginning of what's the name of the song? It's off one of the new Eminem albums, the good ones. FU, with Joyner Lucas. I can't remember the name of the track right now, but he says, I wasn't in it for the trophies, just the recognition, but what the fuck's the difference? Because once you got that Grammy, you got a Grammy. You're a Grammy award-winning artist, you know. And he wasn't in it for the money and the accolades and stuff. He wanted to be recognized as one of the best lyricists and rappers in the world. Yeah, but they're synonymous with each other at the end of the day.
Yeah, because
for me, so mine is, I'm actually completely on the opposite end. Is I grew up very simply. You know, my folks got divorced when I was 3 years old. My mom was a teacher. Very basic. You know, not really wanting for anything, not struggling.
Yeah, I
or
never
anything
struggled
like
either.
that?
I never had any struggles growing up. Like I'm very, very lucky with how I was raised. Yes, some internal family issues like divorce and stuff. Yeah, that happens. I think to a lot of people. But I wasn't abused. Or I didn't grow up poor or anything like that.
Yeah. So the where was I? Henry Sprue. My brain just.
You were
farted again.
talking about your side of the spectrum. How you're completely opposite to what mine is.
No, well, so my side of the spectrum was I made the money. I got to the point that I'd made the cash. As far as the money goes, not yours is from a thing of you want to become an entertainer. It wasn't actually the money. The money is an integral. It's the same sort of thing. I made the big cash. I mean, we can't Asus, dude. I'm working with the 7th biggest IT company in the world.
No.
All right. It's makes $500 million net a year. This is a massive entity. Okay. This is the peak. There's nowhere where do you go that's higher than that? Asus is significantly larger than Intel, so that everybody kind of understands how big they are. If you look at the top 10 companies, Apple's number 1, and then underneath that it goes like Konica Minolta, Kyocera, a lot of imaging companies and stuff. And the only manufacturer in there that's not Apple is Asus. Asus is the biggest manufacturing company for IT equipment in the world. Okay? With the largest product line, everything, there's nowhere further to go. I've got the cash. I've got the car I wanted. I had 2 cars. I had a daily driver Honda as I got now. I had a little 206 GTI race car on the side. I didn't have a single stitch of debt. I had money piling up in the bank, burning a hole through my pocket, going out, spending huge amounts of cash because I was so good at like managing my other expenses. I can live very simply in a very small place. I'm happy with it.
You're happy with
like,
it,
give me 40 squares. I'm good, bro. I'm chilling. I like my cozy little hobbit hovels, as I call them. And I'm chilling with it. So I have cash burning a hole through my pocket. Like, and now what do? And now my life is so cuck and unfulfilling. Go along this route to help people to try and make a difference in a community that really raised me.
No.
Like that
I can respect that.
That's why I got here. That's why I am where I am right now. And my proudest thing, something that I hope to never have to change, is I've never taken a cent. Not a donation, not a Patreon, nothing. And I want to keep it like that because I believe that, well, I've proven it, is that I can get the brands to pay for my information delivery to help people.
Yeah, to help them.
So I've even got someone else to pay for it.
Yeah, that's huge.
Kind of thing. I never wanted to take it. I just wanted to be a net positive, which I hope I have generally been. I think a lot of the anger and stuff, especially on social media, has really done a lot of damage to and endear me to people. I hated myself, to be honest for you with a very long time. I thought I deserved to be disliked. Hence a lot of the behavior, because I was like, oh, I'm a piece of shit,
I still feel this. I still feel the same.
Blah 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 blah. Like, well, you think I'm a piece of shit? Thanks.
No, man. No, you fucking noodle. Don't you dare pull a zassy on me.
I just Leslie Nielsen.
Don't pull a zassy on me, bro. Don't.
We just went naked gun.
No, more of the sense of
no,
like.
But I don't think you hate yourself. Otherwise, you wouldn't have set those goals and stuff. I think that you've got a damaged self-esteem when someone stuck a finger in your face and said to you, "You're not good enough for whatever reason." But there's constantly people here that are disproving them as well.
Yeah,
and that's where I think like, don't undermine like when your chat is like, Zassy, screw you for that message. I'm trying to have like a moment here. We'll do a calendar like that, Enrique. Okay, cool.
Dude, I said I would do a calendar. I said if we hit 4K subs, I would have done a calendar, and 100% I would have done something very naughty. But I would have 100% done it. But we didn't hit 4K. So when we didn't hit it, I was like, okay, maybe this is a good thing.
So we'll have to get a half for your gentleman sausage so that it's long enough to cover, obviously. Because
hey, dude, you can literally give me like one of those small little Microsoft mice, dude. It's long enough.
Yeah, 190 odd centimeter, definitely. Your Todger is just sitting in there. Maybe in the cold, Henrico. Maybe in the cold. Let's be real.
I wish.
But I think it's more like that. It's not like bro. Genuine. I know a couple of owners in this, so it's not to undermine your position or to be like it's not a real thing that you're feeling or anything like that. But I don't see yourself as self-loathing. Or self-sabotaging, which is good. I think it's just been a self-esteem thing. But like you said, the weight loss, bro, Jeez, what a thing to have done for yourself, dude. I think that's the ultimate present to yourself as well. Is the time you've taken to improve your life, bro. Now you're gonna be around for considerably longer because your heart isn't beating with like a whole nother
I have like 2 years left, bro.
body's worth of fat on top of it. You know what I mean? Which is fantastic. What are you weighing right now, by the way?
I'm not telling you. It's a secret. No one knows.
Is it a secret?
Yeah, so
Okay,
it'll come out
Wednesday.
whenever I do. No. No one knows what I weigh and what I weighed. It'll come out someday. I'm still a bit embarrassed by it, so I'm not ready to share the news of the world yet. Okay, I'm sorry.
So-
Kiss my axe knows how much I weigh because he's like my daily driver, motivator, and I love him to death.
Okay, well, great. But I was 120 kilo. I was athletic in school, pinched a nerve in my neck, fell off a skateboard at speed, ripped my arm up, did all kinds of funny, wonderful things to myself, and kept chowing like I was playing hockey 4 days a week, bro. And we played like high level Aitken schools, Astro, go to Stellenbosch hockey tour, that kind of league and stuff, right? So it was incredibly intense, morning and afternoon, 4 times a week. Incredibly intense. So you get used to a carb intake against that activity, and then you just stop the activity. So
Carbs
in a
still
year,
coming.
I put on 42 kilos or so was my peak. Like in a year, I put on, and yeah, I was like more chins than a Chinese phone book guy at that point. And then I came back down, but now I'm a bit thick. I need to lose like probably.
You got that dad bod, bro.
No, dude, it was Comic Con. It was Comic Con. Eve Sports, like turmoil with load shedding and content, and obviously all of that still going on. 3 processor reviews back to back, which are insane. I mean, those are 40-hour jobs by themselves. And then the Interrage on the other after it. So in that like 3 months, I literally just was like Uber Eats. I don't care.
Uber Eats diet is the best diet, bro. Yeah, I love the Uber Eats diet. Dude,
bro.
you talking about that? That is like I think that's something that will really be a nice goal for me to hit, is to be a person at an event. I would love to be a person at an event, be it a stage host, be it a host for some product, or be it like someone who gets paid to be at the event. That's something I really, 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 really want to
Just carry on
achieve.
with stuff like this, bro.
Yeah,
Because the thing is,
I
right,
am. That's why I am. Because where my list for this where my list for this started is before Comic Con. Actually, I really, really wanted to be at the event as a person, right? And VS Gaming reached out. They reached out, and as fast as they reached out, they left me on red as well, because they asked for my details, and I was like, "Fuck yes, dude, this is gonna be it." I'm so amped. I'm so excited, and they just nothing. So at the start of this year, I sent out a bunch of emails and I was like, I want to meet with you. Like, I want to meet with you on voice or whatever the fuck. And I got like 3 or 4 meetings with people and they all said, we're keen. Just let us see what's happening next or whatever. So I'm really hoping that something of that happens. I'm really, that's a genuine thing I really want to do. Because I told them, like, I have so much more confidence to be in public now. And I'm good at talking in public. I'm good at talking to people as well. Like, yes, I have a lot of anxiety. It's just, but I can put that away real quick to do whatever I need to do. You know, the work is work. You have to do your thing.
I believe you can do it. It's just that it's almost like a refinement of a secondary personality, though. So when I'm doing like, well, it's almost like I have 3, right? And it's still me, but it's like when I do a tech review, I'm constantly thinking about my responsibility in information delivery. Right, I've got to try and be as accurate as humanly possible. So if someone spends their money on this, I'm not wasting their time.
Yes, exactly. Because if you get something wrong, they're going to look to you.
So when I do MC, what I do is I pretend my dad's in the audience. Then I'll never swear, bro. You'll never hear me drop a swear word. You'll never. I've never, not once, not one on a cast, on a nothing, ever dropped a swear word. Because
that's a problem for me.
If I did that, I've heard my dad swear once in front of me in my entire life. Once, dude. So imagine, I can't, I will, because of my respect for my father, I could never swear, etc. So then it's easy.
I can respect
I just put my mind in that sort of space, right? That's more what it's like. And then, well, public speaking and MC flow and all of that kind of stuff, it is its own separate sub-skill set. I was blessed around because my mother did Stedford. She literally she's been a judge for Stedford for a few years. She's written textbooks on public speaking and stuff even. So I have, my mom's an English teacher.
You get to pick up all those skills as well.
Yeah, that's why I'm so broad in my use of the English lexicon and dialect is because I speak one language, so I want to speak it totally. I want to have access to all of it, you know. So yeah, it's like I believe you can do it. I didn't call Emma weird. Never once.
Emma is weird though. Just go with it.
Emma
bro.
ran away from me at Rage, guys, and I really wanted.
Yeah, she was hanging out with me and Zassy. Sorry, bro.
I know.
I have like I literally have I think like 34 selfies of Emma on my phone because I asked her to take a photo of me and Carmen, I think, and she just repeatedly she took the phone and like went and just took photos of herself with the people in the background, dude. And it's just all on my phone.
She didn't even let me greet her.
It's Emma, dude. She's too cool for us, dude. She's too cool for us.
It made me very sad. Emma's my favorite Twitter person from Twitter, just so everybody knows. The person that I haven't met from online.
If you have Twitter South African, you haven't seen Emma, then you are a lucky person. You're well, not lucky. You're in the wrong algorithm because she is everywhere. Yeah. I muted her alt account. The moment she made, I muted it. I was like, nope, can't do. Nope, that's enough. One Emma is enough. I could do Emmy Wemmy, but not Emma down bad ma. No.
Down bad. Who's your favorite person you've met through your stream? Who's like the best? Who's like the coolest person you've met from like the online and gaming environment?
Zassy, because Zassy has taught me to be Zassy has taught me to be a bit more of a grown up with a lot of situations. Zassy gives me. He always says the best. He always says the best. He says he's gonna give it to me straight, and he's taught me a different approach as to looking at problems. Like instead of just talking about the problem, try and face the problem. And he's now grown into arguably one of my, like I would say, my best friend. And I love him dearly. Man. I love him dearly, and this is not something I can talk to him about because he'll always be like, "Yeah, shut the fuck up. Let's just move on." Like he's that way. He's very emotionally unavailable to me, at least. I don't know with other people, but to me at least, and that's fine because we have that relationship now. But yeah, without a doubt, Zassy and along because he does so much for me. I will always complain about him, but he always does so much for me, without a doubt. I'm very fortunate to have met a lot of people though. I've met a lot of great people. I'm super lucky that I did. I don't think in my life I would have been able to meet this amount of people that I can now call, be it online friends. But I don't think I would have in my life I would have ever been where I am now with regards to like the amount of people that I know, like people that I not actively talk to, but people that I interact with in general.
Yeah. I think Twitch is a special place for that, right? It unlocks that access, and that's why, I'm kind of like leaning towards that now. As like people don't have like access to me because I only do Twitter, right? And on Twitter, I'm just trying to troll. That's like my whole modus operandi. I just want to. Because I met a friend or actually through Twitter that sort of showed me the other side of it, where I was like, I just hate the platform because everybody's just bitching all the time. That's all I would see on my feed. And it's like, no, just weed through the rats.
No.
Follow the right sort of people, and then you'll find like your need. And now I love it. Now every day I wake up and I'm like, hey.
You like it.
Especially, dude, I love to tease. That's my absolute
satisfying to you.
It's my affection. So the fact that I go out of my way to make a joke like Assassin's Creed beard, and I go and draw a little thing and I put that on there, as that's my affection. That's me showing you that I love you. That I'm good. Just like, you know what I mean?
I like
that's me. Like Josh and I, we literally have whole threads on Discord of us just mad clapping at each other.
Dude,
like that's it.
That's like his
like, get
favorite
off my back.
emote. It's his favorite emote, I swear.
It is. We just do it to each other like the whole day. Like it was great. Like I loved Josh is by far the best youngster I've ever met.
I love Josh to death.
Josh is
I love him
the
so
most
much.
Potential out of
dude, I am his biggest fan. Whenever something good happens, like he always messages me. I don't know if he messages me first, but he always messages me. And I'm like, dude, yes, I'm so amped for him. Like I motivate the fuck out of him. He's supported me tremendously. I mean, he's brought people into my community like Zypher guy. Arguably one of the biggest support systems that I could ask for. There's probably not I can't think of a time where I ask for any gifters where Zypher doesn't give subs. Like he's like that. Or the one time I was like, hey Zypher, instead of gifting, donate, and then he donated. Like he's brought people into my community that's helped me, you know, in the long run as well. And yeah, Josh is absolutely. We give you a lot of shit, Josh, and we say we hate you, but we really don't. You're a good dude. You're a good homie.
And well, Josh feels the love every time he looks over at his computer that he bought on discount. So that's my love to Josh. So
Wookie, I really want a new graphics card. I really want a new graphics card, Wookie.
What are you running actually?
3070.
And it's dying?
It's the issue is I'm streaming. I'm starting to stream on 2 platforms at the same time. So what happens is if I alt tab out of games, any game. This is not. It's happened to World of Warcraft, which takes like no processing power. My graphics card literally crashes. The encoder crashes completely. So
that's fun.
So I want like a 4090 or 4080 at this point, just so that doesn't happen. I've thought of like getting a streaming PC,
I don't think it's the encoder. I don't think it's an encoder issue, to be honest.
Well,
I can try and troubleshoot it for you, but I don't think it's an encoder. I've done
Well, every time Zassy's looked at it, he also like the error code literally says like the graphics card crashed. It like resets essentially. Because all my monitors die.
Is it a driver crash?
All monitors.
The driver crashes.
I don't fucking know. All my monitors die. And then I just get like an error that says NVENC encoder dead, and like everything resets pretty much. Like 99% of the time the computer restarts as well automatically. No, sorry, I'm lying to you. 90% of the time the computer doesn't restart, but I have to restart it to get the graphics card to boot up again. Damn. Yeah, so weird. It's fine.
We'll look at it a bit later, but yeah. No, TikTok, dude. I don't know about that thing.
I have to.
Did you see the whole thing with the algorithm and the way China set it up to consistently feed degeneracy to the West? That's basically Joe Rogan covered it. Okay, and he showed the amount of stuff that they had access to, information-wise, was astronomical. Literally, how apps controlled other apps and stuff, even to that detail. Never mind just the app list of what you've installed, what access permissions those apps have with other apps, even to that level. Okay, keystroke information, basically full tracking. Your whole device. Once you install TikTok, your whole device is tracked. Okay, on your cell phone. All right, and what they did with it was they promoted people being stupid and doing stupid challenges. We've seen how many where people literally end up like the milk crate challenge as an example. People literally end up paralyzed, and that's when it's like, okay, let's stop doing this really idiotic thing. People burning themselves from different weird things, dude, like licking toilet seats for COVID. You know what I mean? Like, and this whole thing that was happening.
God, the people are so fucking stupid.
This is created by an algorithm, dude, that promotes those sort of feeds. Do you know what the TikTok looks like in China?
Educational, isn't it?
Every single thing is about achievement, whether it be in business or education. Absolutely everything. So that's where you get your dopamine spark from your TikTok in China, is from achievement. Whereas everywhere else, it's from doing stupid shit.
No, being a DJ. No.
Being a DJ. It was literally social targeting of like to increase degeneracy.
So the reason why I started streaming on TikTok is to try something else. And it's gotten me quite a few new names.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah, I think
it's a bad thing.
I don't know if my chat will agree, but I feel like we've got quite a few new homies in the stream from the TikTok. Some people who actually, come and hang out, which is pretty nice. And they're returning viewers, and they came to TikTok once, came to the Twitch channel, and they've actually stayed, which is nice, and it helps. It's just load shedding doesn't help much because load shedding fucks your viewership a lot more than I think we always realize. And I'm someone that struggles with that a lot. I struggle with viewership, dude. When I open Twitch and I see everyone's like 50, 60 viewers, and I have like 30, dude, I literally just want to end my stream and just be like, I'm going to go to bed, because I feel so ill accomplished. But then again, load shedding also has such a big effect on it, because I think about it in my sense, like I'm very fortunate to have an inverter, so I can just stream through it, right? But maybe 1 out of my 50 viewers has an inverter.
Dude,
so
I feel this.
It fucks it.
Josh and I feel this in ways we cannot describe to you, because it's the entire crux of esports in South Africa right now. That's the
load shedding is fucking people, dude. It sucks so much, dude. I feel so bad for them.
But as a producer, you can do whatever you want. You can have backups and load shedding countermeasures until you.
But the players
all fucked. What do you do? Just there's no event.
No event
That's
anymore.
Effectively what happened. Like, and it's so sad because it was like, oh, dude, the outlay that I had for this year was Chef's Kiss, Magnifique, absolutely incredible. Can't move a muscle because I can't get any games into service, so I have no product to sell to a brand.
Yeah, not having game servers also is such a fucking... Like, there was a tweet that came out by Valorant, like, oh, we're releasing new servers soon, and we're not going to say the location. But then everyone's like, oh, we're definitely getting South African servers. No, we're not. Like,
no, we're not.
Like, and people always think it's like, oh, but we have so many players already. Like, the thing is, I don't think people realize how much it costs for those people to run those servers and to supply those servers.
Hosting is not
the worth of it.
Here's the thing. Hosting is not expensive. I'm about to put down for 2 CS servers for a whole year. It's less than $3,000. Okay, those are going to be retake servers because it's never space and Karthos is dropping packets and I don't want to desync. Okay, so I'm making my own damn servers. Okay, that's literally
You're making your own plan.
And I just wanted as a nice give back to community as well. It's just that there's just more space and more servers, and we can get creative with them and use them to run our own comps and other things. Right? It's a branching. I'm basically they're not even CS servers. It's just open servers. I can put any game,
put anything
client,
on there. Yeah.
anything I want on there. Hosting is not that expensive. That's not the problem. The problem is usage, right? The South African gamer is so egotistically attached to their success in the game, they just won't even try. So we had it with Doida, right? Where we had, an active community now of nearly 20,000 players. All right, it's what we were hitting in South Africa. They gave us ranked servers. Nobody was playing on them, dude. You could not get a game. You could not find a game because people are so attached to what their rank is that they just won't even. They'll play. They'll hit 6,000 MMR and then they'll hands off keyboard. Fuck that. I'm not going to launch another game. That's the problem that we have right now. Is that, and it links back to what we were saying earlier with the whole, like for you to fail, for me to succeed, you somehow have to fail. It's just like, oh, that guy's shit in the game. I can totally body him, and then they never do. Like that's such a trope.
Always
throughout esports.
Always big mouths, but until it comes down to crunch time for proving it in ranked or whatever, then people just don't want to play.
Then they just don't want to play.
No.
Yeah. So
we won't get servers. There's no fucking shot. Like Valorant's a really, really fun game. I really genuinely enjoy it, and I would love to try it on Oping. But if Riot wanted to give us servers, they would have given us servers long ago.
Yeah,
because we have League.
Sure. And
League is huge.
Exactly. Well, League was pretty big. Yeah, we did have a really flourishing community, but mismanaged as well. The scars of our past are quite crazy. It's almost like 2016, 2017 was like a reset, dude, and we had to start again. It was so wild with everything that kind of went down at that time. We try to accelerate. We went too fast for our wheels. They blew up, and we ended up in the ditch on the side of the road.
Yeah.
It was the best way that I can describe kind of what had happened and stuff at that time. And it's all part and parcel of it. The other thing I don't like about it is it cuts us off from meta. We learn our internal meta. We take it overseas, we get absolutely bodied.
Oh yeah,
because it's irrelevant.
Yeah, so African,
it doesn't
like
match
as much as I support the South African CS homies, because I know the CS, but as much as I support the South African CS homies, but every time they go overseas, what happens the first time? They get fucking destroyed. Once you have people like ATK who has an active team that side, they're actually accomplishing stuff because they've been there now for so long. So they're learning about the metas, they're learning about what to do. They are succeeding. But if you're just a team who's practicing against the other South African team in South Africa, you're only going to get so good.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of fact.
We formulate our own metas. What happens is the guys go overseas. They do well the first 10 rounds. It looks pretty competitive, and then the guys figure out what they're doing, and then there's no adaptability because this just worked in South
There's no depth of anything.
And the top say 3 to 5 teams for any esport in South Africa are so far ahead of the next guys underneath them that there's no in the Dota environment, right? Which we've been very active with esports. The top 3 teams can only scrim against the top 3 teams. Duck can go in there as a fourth and scrim with them, but even they are we just nowhere near the level. The disparity in skill on the top 1% of our country to everybody else is so massive. It's seemingly like CS has the closest relation out of any esport in South Africa, to put it in perspective, and how far ahead are the top 4 to 6 teams in South Africa versus everybody else. So Yeah, dude. Gaming in South Africa is really tough. It's a really tough
And
environment
we're
right
a
now.
we're a small country as well, and gaming is not as accessible to everyone here as we want it to be. Yes, it's getting a lot more accessible, but it's not as big as it is in NA or EU or whatever. Because there, everyone, you get a fucking iPad when you're born, shit like that. Where in our country, it's like you don't even have electricity to play half the time. But yeah, it's also it's something that'd be cool to have. But I think once we have it, it's just gonna show again what people we are. Like you said, people are just not gonna play on the servers.
Can I tell you an alarming story of how failed we are here in South Africa? Okay.
Yeah.
A friend of mine moved to a small village in Finland. Okay. He's a Polish guy and he had family that had moved there and all kinds of stuff. And they are about small, I mean like 4,500 people live in this village.
That's really small.
It's like everybody knows everybody. That's how the size of the village is. They're remote, dude. They are from their town to like a hospital is like a 15-kilometer drive. Like in the snow and mountains and stuff. They didn't have power. They had a power failure, okay? Due to a maintenance fault that cost them 30 minutes. And they didn't know what was going on. They're like, what happened to the electricity? The guy that had made the mistake went to every single household and knocked on the door and apologized the next day for the 30-minute outage.
Damn. Yeah, we just get a tweet like, hey, your power's going to be off for 10 hours today, by the way. Just a reminder to turn off all your
18,000
electricity,
megawatts just fucked off because we got sabotaged. Sorry, Holmes. That's what we get.
Dude, we're so fucked. We're so fucked. It is insane.
We're so fucked. And that's why I think like pushing into YouTube is a really good avenue for you. Because it's post-processed content. People can
watch it later. Yeah.
You don't have to be live.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing the shorts and stuff there. I'm not really good.
Really
Long form content is still something I'm thinking about what I want to do. I'm gonna record a video on Monday or edit a video on Monday, and I want to see what it's gonna do. Like because Monday is like my one off day, so I'm gonna do the recording and the editing then and see how it does.
I like see if I can maybe highlights vids. Those were good.
People told me they're dumb because they just highlight videos and they don't get any traction. So it's good for the people who know you. It's not good for new viewers. That's the thing. You want new viewers. Okay. That's the thing. So I want to move on to a little next segment of the podcast, kind of just to end it off, which is just like two actual questions that I prepared for you. So the first question I have for you is: when people look at you, what do you think they see?
When people look at me, what do I think they see?
Yeah. A stranger. If a stranger sees you on the street, what do you think they see?
A stranger. If someone has never consumed my content, etc.
Someone that doesn't know you. Someone that just sees you.
What drugs is that, that's what I did genuine. Because especially in the street and like at the supermarket, I talk to myself quite a lot. I'll be standing there and I'll be like, nah, this is more expensive than that one. This one, whatever. I
would think you're on drugs if you do that.
I'm really expressive person, which I think you know, and very bombastic and stuff as well. So like, someone will be buying the chips that I want to buy, and I'll be like, "Those are the best." Okay, if you want, I'll buy another one for you. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like I carry around. Where's my wallet? So I can show you. I shit you not. I literally carry around a $50 billion Zim note.
Oh, the Zim one.
Okay, from the old days, from when the Zim. Check, there it is. Okay, you can't see because of the camera.
Yeah, but we can see it.
You can see it's 50 billion. And then I go to the spa and I take this out and I'll chuck it on the counter. I'm like, keep the change. And I make that lady's day because she's got a really shit job where she's just going to be with people that are in a rush and have kids and, like people that don't, like, are frustrated and that kind of stuff. I made her day a little bit better. So I think people
like that.
It's weird. Like, I think people think I'm on drugs because I'm like that. And it's just like, I just think that there needs to be more positivity like that in and around the world. So when people, I think they're like, dude, that Eric is having the best time. I wonder what he's having.
He's on some shit.
Yeah.
All right. It's a good answer. It's a good answer. And then the next one is pretty much, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a question. And but this is what was left by the previous guest, which was Chloe, by the way. But you also have to leave a question. So the question is, do you miss it?
Do I miss it?
Yeah.
I do, dude. Lando is really...
So the presence of the question is, do you miss it? And then hopefully the person is like, well, do I miss what? And you're like, the thing you thought about.
Okay. Do I miss one?
Yeah, the thing you thought about. The first thing you thought about. What was it?
Do you miss LAN parties?
LAN parties? You miss LAN parties? I really... Dude, the amount of So I grew up in Bredasdorp, which is a small town, dude, and our main internet was like a 2 meg ADSL. And we
You had 2 meg? Yes,
Yeah,
we had 512.
Yeah, sorry, dude. Yeah, because you were born in like World War One. We used to go to my friend for like vacations, like full 3-week LAN parties, like 4 of us, and we would be on a 2 meg line, and we would be playing games, dude. And we would, I don't know if you remember the ISP called iSat. We would buy like 4 gigs of cap for 3 weeks, and we couldn't finish it. Just on at the LAN, because we would be landing. Obviously, we were playing Counter-Strike 1.6, Source, Call of Duty 2, Half-Life Deathmatch, stuff like that.
2 was a banger.
Such a good game, dude. Such a good game.
Banger,
and we would
when
land
it
and
came out
then
the graphics, we were like,
this is mind blowing, dude.
Like,
and
dude.
we used to like literally land, and then we would later at the night or whatever, we'll like maybe download a mod or something, or like we'll watch a video on like some guy playing the game. And we couldn't get through 4 gigs of cap in like 3 weeks between 4 people, dude. And now I go through like I use on my computer, I use minimum 3 terabytes a month. So that gives me like a good few gigs a day. But to be fair, I always have Twitch open. I always have something on, and I have my phone on my Wi-Fi and stuff like that. So I always, but like data now is like, it's like 4 gigs is not even enough for me on my phone if I'm going away for a weekend. I feel like.
no.
So okay, so that was a good answer.
Scale, right?
LAN parties is a good answer. Very, very good answer.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I was a LibLAN. You may have heard about Liberty Land even in your next.
No, I only knew OC. I only knew OC.
Imagine 450 once a month for a whole weekend.
That sounds great, dude. That sounds great.
It was a golden era.
Yeah, kids these days will never experience it. It will never be the same. And they will, I promise you, if they have the opportunity, they'll still fucking complain about it. They will still fucking complain about it. We used to run
dedicated servers live there. We had our own racks. We had like a server with a whole bunch of racks and stuff on it. And we'd run like dedicated COD 4 servers and dedicated CS Source servers and you name it, bro. Dota. We even had Heroes of Newerth. We had a homie that went and coded his own fake server for Heroes of Newerth so that it could connect locally.
Dude, Han was so good, dude.
Bro. This was the era.
Han was so good. I fucking love that game. That was like League. That was LAN League. That's literally LAN League.
It was. And it was the best and most golden time. And that is the thing. Like, I think the online culture is bringing back some of that like LAN culture because we never had any of the ugliness and stuff you see. It was a very rare occurrence. Maybe in 12 years of LibLAN, I had 3 occurrences like what we see like daily here in South Africa on Twitter and stuff. I do think the anonymity plus
platform, a bunch of kids on Twitter or a bunch of kids behind the keyboard thinking they're all talking. It's always so cool. I want someone to tune me my puss in chat and then walk up to me in person. He might deck me, or they might deck me. That's fine, but I want you to come say it here so I can give you a puss clap first and then you can deck me. I really want that. I really, really want that.
So I went to Len, dude, the owner of NAG, right? And now he knows my father, okay, because of the whole thing that happened back in the day with the HP servers and blah, blah, blah. The reason my dad was an exhibitor was because he was the only person like on the continent that could talk about the storage solutions because he's very specialized. He was working for Siemens and Fujitsu back at that point in time, right? And so Len knows my dad. And so from young, I've had like a sort of relationship with him, which grew as I was, doing MC and stuff at the shows. And I actually propositioned him to put up a boxing ring and call it Bayside KFC. Dude, and have disclaimers and stuff.
That would be huge.
With like 69 clubs. It would be huge. And I think a lot of healing would happen from this. But the problem is they'll get sued.
People just get
because it's not a sanctioned fight. And I'm just like, what if they're in sumo suits or something? Like,
that'd be hilarious.
Going at each other.
Great content.
It would be amazing content.
Actual content.
Imagine the casting for that.
Oh my God.
Imagine... Bro, and I'll put like someone like really professional, like a snare, next to an absolute loose cannon, bro. I'm just trying to think of someone was so out there, like a Voodoo, as an example. Like him and Snare casting Bayside KFC at Rage. The dream.
I think that'd be so cool. People won't.
I have actually tried.
People will just too sensitive these days for that, dude. Just too sensitive. Yo, SA Gamer, I just saw you popped a donation. Thank you so much, man. That's very, very kind of you, dude. Thank you very much for the $10. And Famous, I see you resubbed as well, you toxic cunt. Thank you. All right. So you no, that's fine. He knows. So you have to leave a question. You have to leave a question for the next guest, which I don't know who it is going to be yet. Actually, I do know. What question would you like to leave for them?
Would you rather marry Henry VIII or Jacob Zuma?
You rather marry Henry? Who's Henry VIII?
He had 6 wives and decapitated 5 of them. So,
of course you would ask that. Of course you would ask that, dude. Hey, thanks so much for the 5 gifted subs. I mean, I appreciate it. Again, very, very kind of you, dude. Henry VIII or Jacob Zuma? That's the one.
Yeah, that's the question. I'll tune in for that, dude, because that's fun.
I think it's Grizzly next week. To be honest, I think it's Grizzly. I think I have like four weeks in advance booked, so this is perfect.
Please drill him about being budget Batman. Thank you.
I will.
He loves it so much. Dude.
I will do it just for you. Dude, this has been an absolute pleasure. I just want to give a chance to chat real quick. If you guys have any questions, any comments, or anything you guys want to throw towards Wookie, please do so. I would really, really appreciate if you guys have anything you want to ask him. Just a last little thing. This will be on YouTube as well, so you guys can go listen to the whole thing after it as well. Reiku asking, does Wookie play Tarkov?
No, it plays me and plays with my emotions. Next question.
Certified good. Thanks, Reiku. What is Wookie's next PC upgrade? Ooh.
Currently I'm in a very toss-up graphics card battle because of Nvidia and AMD being significant assholes 4 months after I got my 3070 Ti, which is now completely irrelevant. So probably my next major purchase will be one of the newer graphics cards. I'm probably going to sell some of the older stock and get a nice new big one for the channel.
Okay. What is Wookie's take on penguins actually being dodo birds?
Great question, Zassi. Thank you very much. They are literally not dodo birds though, because while they both are flightless, the penguin quite noticeably is basically just a torpedo with flippers on the side. Okay, a dodo bird, as you can see by the shape, looks a little more like a bird. So I hope I've helped.
Wookie Twitch when says Forbes. I don't know how to say it. Wookie Twitch. I'm guessing he's asking if you wanna stream. When are you gonna stream? We actually talked about this.
I want to start next month, and just as like a live tech support channel, really. And then people can, more easily than through my social media that I'm very, very bad with, can at least, oh hey, Wookie's going live. I can go ask him the question about the thing. That's
kind of like that.
Why I want to do that, I much prefer this to text, because there's so much more depth to it, right? Like the person's tone, how their body language, etc. that you get from a personal interaction. So that's why I just kind of don't like social media.
When next event? I don't know what that means. Also, if there's ever option for me to be at an event or for me to work for you or with you, will you get me involved?
Of course I will.
Thank you.
I'm very meritocratic though, so that's why Hayes is the leading guy for CS, Nair is the leading guy for Dota. You know what I mean? I'm very meritocratic. So what I would suggest you do is, to that end, is maybe start doing some costs. So as part of your stream and stuff, you'll see a cool CS game that nobody's broadcasting for ESEA or something. If you want to get involved,
yeah, what layer
would you get involved on? What layer would you want to get involved on? Though?
I wanted to do the Counter-Strike stuff, and they sent out a whole little tweet to all the fucking cool kids in the scene, oh, we should get more people involved. And I was like, all right, dude, yes, I'll do this. Involve me. Tell me when the game's on, I'll cast them. That's what I told them. Now they went and made a whole fucking thing about it. They made their own little channel. They made their own Twitter. Hello, I literally offered to do all the things. Now they oh, we don't have people to cast this game or that game. I literally asked them. I literally put myself out there.
Because he's responsible for that.
Yeah, not just Gilbert lately. No, Gilbert hates me. Ask lately.
Why does Gilbert doesn't hate you?
Yeah, he doesn't hate me. I think he hates me. No, I don't think he does. I'm just being pedantic. I'm just being pedantic. How many times a year do you go to the hospital? Jesus Christ.
To the doctor, I have a 38,000 Rand savings account because I never go to the doctor. I'm not even kidding.
I made them.
I've been on medical aid and it just keeps increasing the savings.
Dude, I'm so mad that I didn't fucking get medical aid earlier in my life, dude. I'm actually so mad. But yeah, now I have to suffer the consequences of it. So
Did you get an asshole ripped by a nice private?
No. I'm
hospital
gonna.
medical bill?
I want to go get an operation done, but the operation is 100K, and I don't have 100K, so I have to wait for the state. So now I have to wait till March to get a booking, and then hopefully get a booking within the next 6 to 9 months. So I'm probably only
Is
gonna
that
have
what
an
they're
operation.
charging you for the back boobs? That's pretty insane.
No, my gallbladder, you fuck. You're such a cunt, dude. Yeah, I thought you were serious for a second. I was like, what is he talking about?
Get back boobs.
So I don't have back boobs, just to clear this out. Anyway, dude.
I'm sorry, that was a
What
little
if dude, you had me for a moment there, dude? Let me see any last minute questions, and you could know, man. Shut the fuck up, Josh. All right, I think that's great. That's great. I was so confused at those shit, like so. You don't have them yet. I'm not gonna have back titties. Thank you very much, Shad. I'm losing weight, not gaining them. Eat my fucking willy. Wookie, my guy. Thank you very much, dude, for your time. I really, really appreciate it. It was very, very nice talking to you. It was very, very nice getting to learn a little bit more about you, a little bit behind the scenes, and just, you know, getting to talk to who you are. Because I think we're both kind of like, in a sense, like I said before the stream, we're both people that are just willing to say a thing as it is. Say a thing as it is, and I really, really do appreciate it. It means the world to me. To everyone who watched from Twitch side, thank you very much for watching this live. This will go over to the YouTube channel as well. You guys can go listen to it on Monday if you want to. I think it'll be out by Monday. Put it on the side screen. Quick little shout out from one of the mods, please, if you can just post his Twitter in chat, because it'll be the easiest way to find him. And Wookie, if there's any way people can find you, where can they find you? Anything from your side? Red carpet is yours, bro. Roll it out and do your thing.
So Twitch will be, I think, one of the new main ways. What I'm going to try and just do with it is when I have time in the afternoons and stuff, I try to, I work very compactly. So I'm going to try to go live like between, say, 4 and 7 o'clock, like at least twice a week, so that you guys can find me there, because I'm terrible on social media. My socials are literally just me reposting my work most of the time, especially when I'm in the middle of doing esports as well. I mean, I run a whole esports company, plus I do 3 videos a week. I needed to get someone to manage this a very long time ago, and I just haven't. So now it's gotten to the point that I'm like, I just kind of look at it like, and it's just become a beast. If you really need my help, though, find me through Discord. That's the one place I am reliable, that's sort of public. You guys can get me through the esports Discord. If you can't find my exact Discord and stuff there, just join the esports Discord. You'll get given a role, and then you'll be able to see me there, and then you can just DM me straight. My DMs are always open, and I generally will if you mage clap at me like Josh is showing you in the chat, that works extremely well to get me in, but to get my attention. Yeah, but just as a closing sort of thing, Henrico, I want to give you a little bit of insight into why everybody is here in your chat and why you shouldn't be beating yourself down, because I think you have something that's absolutely fantastic about you that you maybe not even aware of, and you have this wonderfully like childlike quality about you from a perspective of everything is new, and you're not too egotistical to go, oh, I don't know what the fuck this is, let me go and investigate. And that investigation process, I really enjoy watching you go through that as well. And it's just such a nice kind of characteristic that you have about yourself that I think everybody genuinely enjoys, like in you, and wouldn't be here if they didn't. Think about, you started streaming to like 2-3 people.
No one.
No one. You 10 times that. Right now, you 10 times that, dude. So don't keep beating yourself up too much about it. Just keep doing your thing, dude. You are one of the, definitely, I think, the rising stars in the environment, and you'll go far, dude. You just keep your head up, keep driving, help don't pay attention to the Joshes with 10 times 0 still equals 0.
See what I mean? Tell you what I'm talking about, dude. The moment someone lifts me up, I just get fucking pushed down again, dude.
Look, they're doing it also from a sense of love, and like they're teasing you and stuff.
I doubt it.
Right? But, bro, you can do it, dude. You can do it. You definitely can. I have all the faith in you. I wouldn't, if I didn't, I wouldn't be in your chat. Straight up.
Man. Very, very appreciative.
I have so many people in my life I'm very blessed there. I've got a huge friends list, dude. My 30th birthday, it's not a brag, okay? That's not where it's coming from. Just to show you how highly I think of you as Henrico, okay? I had a guest list of 42 people for Johannesburg, just to have like people that were around. 28 people came to my birthday on the day, okay, with 2 weeks kind of notice. I have so many people in my life, and I still come and sit and spend time in your stream.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that, dude. Thank you. Very nice.
Think of yourself better. Welcome to Cape Town. I know where you live, bro. I know the area. I know where you are. I'll find your old man, and he will help me beat your ass, and Zassy too.
Fuck Zassy.
We love you, dude. We love you.
Thank
bro.
you. That's
like,
very nice.
100%. Like big e-hug. E-hug.
Little fork. Here you go, dude.
Whoa. Okay. You gotta buy me dinner first, big boy. Jeez.
I really appreciate it. That's very, very nice of you. Thank you, everyone in chat who participated, everyone with the questions. If you are new to my stream, I wouldn't mind if you got this far. Leave a like, leave a follow, do all that for me. Leave a comment. If you want to really support me, you can always donate or subscribe. Any gifters in chat, wallet sub, you're all just wallets to me. You guys should know this by now. And thank you very much, Wookie, for being an absolute amazing guest. I thoroughly enjoyed this. And
Sorry, I talked to a hind leg of 2 donkeys. That's one thing I should have warned you about. Once you get me going.
Oh no, I enjoyed this.
Put a lid on it, dude. Like,
I really enjoyed this. Yeah, I liked it. It's nice for me if the guest has a free talking personality, because sometimes it kind of feels like it's just such a pause on the conversation. I just like the fact that I could just let you run free like a little Simba Chippy. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Huge shout out to Wookie, huge love to Wookie, hearts and chat for him. And chat, thank you very much, you guys, for being here as well. Thank you very much once again for all the donations, subs, and gifted and everything. If you are new, don't forget to follow. It costs you nothing. It's literally free. Don't be a bitch. And yeah, if you are this far into the YouTube video, type 1, 2, 3. I have a small willy in the comments, and I will give you some fatties in chat. Thank you very much, Strat. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Everyone wave to Wookie. Say goodbye. Wookie has a small willy.com. Love you guys.
Bye, Felicia.
Cheers, homies. Bye-bye.